Hello, hello, everybody. It's great to see you today on this beautiful Sunday. Let me make the music slightly less loud because the scavs are just busting our Nightbot is just terrible. Don't listen to him. This is not true. This is not true at all, you know. Welcome. It's great to see you. Great to see you. Great to see to all the Reds that are with us. I'll, as always, greet all of them specifically one by one. Now, I hope that the sound mixing this time around is actually a bit better than last time, because I saw that some of you guys have been pointing out that I've been too quiet, which actually never happens to me, to be completely honest. So I hope that the sound is much better right now, and it will be throughout the stream. Now, a few things to what I wanted to mention. What I wanted to say is that there was a question actually on the chat if the panel behind me is a hackable, is a terminal for hacking. Well, actually, it's funny that you ask, but it kind of is actually. It's the panel for my like audio stuff in my apartment and so on, because I just like to listen to cyberpunk music. Okay, awesome. Thank you for info that the audio is good this time around. Okay, guys, let's go, because we have like really a lot of things planned for the day. First of all, I wanted to greet our amazing Reds and moderators that are with us. Right now, I see that from the moderators, we have, of course, Sapphire, who's my girlfriend, and you know her very well. And I suspect that Ayano will join us in a moment. Aside from that, of course, we have our amazing Reds and a few people that you actually already know, I think, pretty well. So we have Miles, who has been my guest, I think, 3 weeks ago. Great to see you, Miles, here on the chat. And aside from Miles, we have two great cinematic designers that are with us. I'm seeing Michał Brzeźniak. Michał is the one that has been working on a few quests with me. He has actually been with us multiple times already, and so on. Now, aside from that, of course, we have Kajetan. Kajetan is our acting lead cinematic designer. He's been here also a few times before. Now, I'm actually not seeing on the list of the VIPs Stealth Spell, who's the Spina, but I know she's here because she just a moment ago said hello. So I said, and Ayano is there, exactly. Oh, hey Ayano, very sorry that I somehow, when I'm looking at the list of the active moderators, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. So Ayano, of course, she's our UI producer, and Ayano is our moderator. She's helping every week, and she's streaming Destiny 2. You can check Ayano in my recommended streamers. I'm actually checking Ayano's stream very often, and they have a puppy. I'm not spoiling anything, but there is a puppy come on her stream since I think yesterday, I believe. So it was actually really fun to see little puppy play. And aside from that, we have Chivok. Chivok is our customer support specialist. He's also very helpful. He just knows everything about the about the tech and so on, and things behind the game. A very knowledgeable guy. And aside from that, from what I saw, we have Stealth Spell, and Stealth Spell is the Spina. The Spina is, of course, our quest designer. We played actually her quest yesterday. Sorry, not yesterday, but last week. Let me switch to the view with the chat so that you can guys see yourself and you can say hi to the YouTube. Yeah, Chivok pointed out that the active list of user may not always point out and show basically who is active at the given moment. I guess that's the case. And normally, like, there is more Reds that are joining us throughout when we play. So if I see anybody, I will, of course, point it out to them. And as always, if you have questions to them, please tag them specifically. So, guys, aside from all the things that you already know, I already wanted to make something special for this stream, because I think, streams with surprises are the best. So I have actually brought somebody very special this time around. Mom, I'm on YouTube. Yeah. So this time around, I have brought actually somebody very special from Red, somebody that you may know already. And this person is Kajetan Kapuściński. He's our acting lead cinematic designer. Kajtek, great to have you here on the stream. As always, Kajtek just prepared, he's shot perfectly. The background, we can see the guitar and some plants. I also like
I won't play anything. Just don't don't think that.
No requests to play any songs.
This time.
Okay.
Actually,
cool.
It's my first time on Twitch, so I'm actually a little bit stressed, I would say. But yeah, I hope it's gonna be fine with Pavel and with all of you amazing people out there. Hey.
Yeah, it will be all good, Kajtek. Don't worry about it. There's a question if there's gonna be Marcin Przybyłowicz on the stream. I'm not spoiling any of my guests, guys. So you will find out, both of us. I mean, me and you guys will find out in time. Today we are focusing on Kajtek, who's with us, and actually we have like a bunch of things that we're going to play together with Kajtek to talk to you about those. So to start with, Kajtek, I wanted to ask you first, could you basically tell us a bit about yourself? When did you started in Red? What is your background? And maybe then you can go on to tell us like what to do actually to be a cinematic designer in Red.
Okay, so I think the last part we can talk throughout the whole stream, because we probably will see some scenes, so we can talk about it, and probably during the Q&A session at the end we can talk more, because we are hiring. I can tell it already. We are hiring for cinematic design team. So yeah, like if you feel like joining after this stream, you're welcome to. And please
very
join
good.
us.
Very good point. If you go on our jobs page, you can see that there are job offerings for cinematic designers.
Yeah, that's true. And as for me, so when did I start? Actually, it's pretty easy to remember, because on my first week in CD Projekt, we released Cyberpunk 2077 teaser trailer. So it was January 2013, I suppose. Yeah, so
I believe, yeah.
or and a half years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of long time ago. And as for my background, etc., actually I started in CD Projekt as an intern. I got an internship in cinematic design team, because there was no cinematic design team back then. So actually I think I was the first cinematic designer in CD Projekt. And I was studying film directing together with working in CD Projekt. So that's my background basically.
I see. It's awesome that you actually have mentioned the fact that we have like job offers and so on in our webpage. It's just actually I very often talk about it. That it's not really that easy and that simple for us to find like new members of our teams.
Yeah.
Especially for like cinematic design and quest design, right? Those are like very rare skills.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated, because you have to join like two passions, let's say. One is passion for movies and like cinematography and like directing, etc. And the other is passion for games. And that's not something that a lot of people do simultaneously, I would say.
Okay, let's jump directly into the game. I already have it actually loaded for us. I'll just stop background music not to have this embarrassing moment that I had in the past when I had to, sadly, because the music was running, and we'll start playing. But Kajtek, so using the opportunity that you're with us, I'll be playing a bit, but first, if you could tell us actually, because this is something I'm actually very curious myself, because I just like find out that we never really talked about this.
Okay.
Which is like, could you tell us like what is like the model candidate for a cinematic design team? So when you're looking at somebody who's like sending you CV or like sending you application, what is like a perfect candidate that you would like to see?
Mm-hmm. So, we like people who want to tell stories, and that's something you can show in many different ways. So it's not like there's like one exact answer to this question and like one solution, like one trick to, get to CD Projekt, etc. It's not like that. We just we are looking for people who want to tell stories, and for cinematic design, we look for people who care about characters, I would say, mainly.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so-
when it comes to like education specifically, is there like anything you can tell us about this?
Like, we have some candidates coming from film schools, but it's not something we always like.
Okay.
You have to have that in your CD. It's not like that. We more care about like what you are actually doing. Like, as for me, I didn't have any education when I started working on CD Projekt, but I was making a lot of movies with my friends in high school, and I think that got me the job actually. That I was, I was in my high school. There was, let's say, like, movie section, you can say. We were doing lots of movies and like just some funny ideas, just taking camera with friends during break, like just taking some footage, editing it, adding some effects in After Effects, because we were all like hyped about new technologies, etc. And actually that got me job, and it was basically like passion to tell stories and like doing it in a cinematic way, let's say.
Okay.
The guy named Max Jones needs help.
I see.
And
He might dis-
and actually, like,
stubborn gone first. He's as
it,
good as dead.
as I told, it doesn't have to be education, but what we are caring is that you really want to tell stories through characters. So it's not only not only effects, not only motion graphics, not only just visual stuff, but telling stories. That's the core of our responsibilities, I would say, and understanding characters and directing scenes like in a way that it leaves player with some emotions, and that's what we are looking for in our in CVs of our candidates.
Okay then. Thank you, Kajetan, for this explanation. So let's slowly start to the game. I saw one comment that there is something wrong with your guest's camera. Can you guys like tell us what's wrong with the cam from Kajetan? Because when I'm looking at the feed, it actually looks really okay. Like, I know that there is a slight lag on Kajetan's camera. This is actually not the stream, but this is really, you think it's okay? Yeah, it lags a bit, I know. I saw that it lags a bit, but this is really what happens with Discord when you just add it on the top of the game, so...
Sorry for that, guys. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. People say that it's fine. Okay then. Cool. Good to hear it. Kajetan, actually, Regina called us in a moment. Maybe we can just play a bit here. I'll actually save the game. Do you wanna beat the shit out of them, or should it be me?
I can try.
You wanna try? Okay, try it. So
but
guys,
actually, what's your build?
I'm playing like random stuff, so that's my build. So just like, I mean, one of the OP things that we've been doing with the chat before was like throwing a lot of grenades at them. You have like 3 of them, so you can you can use this. It's a middle mouse button. Because Kajetan, same as me, he was basically in the past also using like gamepad, right?
Yeah, mainly gamepad. It's also connected to our toolset, I would say, because like in cinematics you work on a scene editor that allows you to control player using your gamepad, but you work using your key and mouse and keyboard.
That's a very good point. I will just heal you. It's like, let's say, it's a true co-op, guys. Like last time I saw like some questions about multiplayer, so here you go. Like some first footage of multiplayer from Cyberpunk.
Oh wow. Oh no!
I think you may die.
Run.
I think you may die.
We can do it, Pavel. We can do it together.
We can do it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay, you're safe.
I'm better than shooting. Oh, guys, thank you. Like so guys, tell us like what's Kajetan's rating so far. How he's doing. Because I was, Kajetan, what was my first rating they gave me? I think it was -10 out of 10.
Oh, that hurts. I saw Miles playing, and Miles was actually pretty good. So I'm not sure if I
4 out of
stand
10.
a chance by him.
4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Okay, there's 583 out of 10. I think somebody's your fan, clearly. Kajetan.
That's a high score. Thanks for that.
4.5. Okay, guys, you're just better than me, so it's fine. Well, okay then. That's actually a really cool thing though, because I sometimes hear people saying that like devs are probably the best in playing the game, and really that's not true. From all the devs, I think who's best in playing the game is QA.
Yeah,
our
QA
testers,
are the best, for sure.
those 300 out of 10. Our QA is amazing. in playing the game. Like actually, like I don't know, me and Kajetan, you know, we are like narrative guys, right? So this is not something that we are, you know, this is not our strong side. So I find this like particularly hilarious to play at the shootout sequences with you guys because it's that's funny.
Yeah, but we didn't die yet, so I am surprised.
You know, I mean, you're doing well. You're 100% health, man. Okay, let's kill them off and let's go to meet our boy Takemura in the diner. There's a question: are there any significant changes coming that's not bug fixes? It's been 6 months or so, and this is going to be to stick with. As I mentioned in like a previous streams, guys, like we can't really tell you right now what we are working on and so on for the future. And as soon as we will be able to, we'll let you know. As we mentioned on the previous stream, you can always look at our roadmap, what is about to come. And we have confirmed that, of course, we are working on the patches and we are working on DLCs, on free DLCs for you guys. And that's still the case. Nothing changed there. So you can always refer to our roadmap. This is as much as I can tell you right now. I don't want to give you a feeling that don't want to answer this question, but right now, honestly, like nobody is ready yet to answer it, you know, and tell you more. Thank you. I love the game and I'm waiting for the updates. Don't worry. I mean, I honestly don't take it like badly when you guys like ask questions as no. Kajetan, I think you have aggroed the whole fucking Night City, dude.
Like I don't know what's going on actually. Yeah, we keep talking. I keep healing. That's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just like because I think you have merged from one encounter to another. You know,
okay.
This is what happened. But that's fine. That's fine.
Night City is like that's a brutal place.
Yeah, it's a brutal place. Just make sure to get the loot, man. When you're like fighting with them, I'll heal you just to be sure that we are doing fine. It's actually kind of cool, you know, because the way we are playing with Kajetan, like we are playing with 3 hands. He's like operating the gun, and I'm like healing him in case when there is a need, you know.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a really cool hint actually from Despina from Stealth Spell. She wrote, there are kind of there's lots of tools in the internet you can use to tell stories and build your portfolio. Yeah, that's true actually. Like I remember one of the portfolios actually from the candidates I got when somebody used actually like a text kind of a based engine. Oh, you're carrying too much, Kajetan. Let me just let's. I'll take care of that. So, talking about the portfolio, I'll just tell our viewers a bit about this, and you can talk about it in a moment, Kajetan too. So, how to actually build the portfolio, you know, for a dev, especially the designer, to join. And like for quest designers, it's actually not really that difficult because for me, really like everything that you can have in your CV, you know, that actually shows your commitment to the craft is working. And there's, for instance, like so many different tools and like browser-based games that you can build. And there's so many ways to do this. Like I remember like one of the CVs that I got when somebody used like in the CV, they placed like multiple links to the websites where they had actually just a text-based adventure. Because for the quest designer, we are storytellers, right? Like our main thing is to be able to design something intriguing, interesting, something cool, you know, that will help you out as a player. That will show, sorry, not help you out as a player. That will show basically your capabilities. And now, Kajetan, when I'm managing the interview, the inventory, god damn it, I'm confusing words now. When I'm managing the inventory, Kajetan, maybe you can tell us actually a bit more. So I'll rephrase the question. So how would you, starting, you know, in the industry, how would you actually build your own CV, your own portfolio before applying to RED, before applying to any gaming studio, really?
So, like for cinematic designers, because like it's a name that is used in different companies for different roles, I would say. But in our case, in CD Projekt, for example, cinematic designers are not the ones animating characters. We are the ones directing characters during the mock-up session. and we are the ones like setting up scenes and building up scenes from animations we have in our scene editor for you, like players, to just enjoy them later on. So we are more designing than animating, designing and directing, let's say. So in our portfolio, you don't need to have animations, for example. We don't really look at it. Like, of course, we can see that and we will value such skills because we like people who have, like, let's say, vast skill set. But in our portfolio, the most important part is actually the storytelling. So let's say, something that can show that you have some skills in terms of cinematography. So let's say even photographies are okay, but the best would be some kind of movie edited with some shots that you made, or maybe it can be a 3D movie. Actually, I like when our portfolios have some 3D movies, like animated or even just some, let's say, previs that tells a story. It's not a finished product, but is a like finished idea for a scene or for a movie that can show that you can like actually plan a scene and like deliver the emotions to me as a viewer in the end. So let's say cinematography, edit skills, directing skills with actors, those are the things you'd better show in your CV, basically. So any attempts to create something from scratch to the finished like moving picture, that's really cool. But if you have some like even storyboard, that's also something we like. So if you don't have tools to actually make a movie you would like to make, but you have vision for that movie and you prepare a storyboard or some kind of like pre-visualization of that movie, that's also interesting. That's also something I would like to see. For sure.
Okay, I mean that sounds cool. Actually, like I think I mentioned in the previous stream that if I would not be quest designer, I'd probably apply for cinematic team.
Yeah, like I'm hiring, so you can try.
Oh yeah, I can try. Okay, cool. Thanks, Skytech. I'm hoping you will be gentle to me. There's a really cool question though. I can always transfer. Thanks, Miko. I mean, I would, honestly, like cinematic work is amazing. Like I love that. Like I was mentioning somewhere in the past in the stream that actually I've been taking part in building some early prototypes for our scene system, and that's been like a really cool part of the work, I have to admit. Okay,
yeah, but we have a lot of shared responsibilities. That's also something you told a lot during your streams. But actually, I can only repeat that we work closely together with quest designers, with open world designers, with story writers, and we create those whole stories, quests, scenes together. So it's actually, we help each other a lot. So I think you have a big part of our skill set already.
Yeah, I would hope so, at least. I would hope so. Kaitek, so there was a really cool question in the chat. Actually, just saw a moment ago. Chat is going kind of fast, but there is a cool question. Does the CDPR staff, so basically us, play the competitors' games and to get inspired from it? And just
that's a good question.
And for instance, did we check the Last of Us? There is a question specifically about it. So if you can tell us actually about that, because I know that we do, but I'm curious actually about your own perspective.
Yeah, so of course we play games, and we play a lot of games, and I think everybody in company play games that are the best in the area they are working in. So for me, for example, I'm playing all games that are, let's say, their cinematics value is high. That's something I play for sure, but also games that have some interesting dialogue systems. So like I will come back to Last of Us in a second, but and that kind of games, but that's actually, I think we somehow even told it previously, but one of the games that really inspired us for Cyberpunk was Oxenfree, which is like really not something you would compare at the first glance with what we made. But there was cool. really interesting dialogue system there, and like whole cinematic department was playing that to get inspired in how a player can interact with other characters during conversations. So
questing too. Actually, we played it in Quest as well. So I think it was actually more people, more than only cinematic. But absolutely,
probably great game. And we play a lot of such small titles that have interesting ideas that usually don't come into big games, and that's super interesting for us to just get a grip of that, to see how it works, to get inspired. And on the other hand, for me, I play a lot of games which are, let's say, cinematic, and Last of Us are one of my favorite games, and I played both Last of Us. I watched a lot of making of materials and interviews with director and the staff, basically. So
both first one and second one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, Kajetan, what the fuck's going on there? Okay,
I don't know. I wouldn't go there. Yeah, and I even heard that some people take, like, let's say, a vacation to play some games. I'm not the one. I don't do that, but
you don't.
But no.
You never did that, actually?
No, I never did that. But actually, like from time to time, I get sick and have to stay home for several days, and then I play games like fully 10 hours a day. Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure, let's say.
Yeah, I see that there are questions in the chat regarding who's my guest. So I just typed exclamation mark Kajetan. I don't do it. I don't do the exclamation mark guest command just because it would spoil my guests. So I'm not doing this. But my guest is Kajetan Kapuściński. Kajetan is our acting cinematic design lead, and Kajetan is talking to us about the scene and cinematic design and all that. And today's stream will be dedicated to playing a bit more of a scenes, and so on. We'll be discussing a bit regarding this, and of course we have some other Reds, for instance Michał Brzeźniak with us. Yeah, hey dude. I see you guys.
Oh, be careful.
Oh shit.
You know, I showed my shooting skills already, so maybe this one's for you.
Yeah. Motorboy.
City's put up a reward for the removal of Yamada and his accomplices from the area.
Okay. There is a cool question. Jesus, there's so many questions, guys, and each of them are really in depth and long. But I'll just throw another one with a highlight. I was actually taking a game design course this September, Birdman 113 Road, before the semester ended, and one thing we kept returning to was a game design. How often did you and your team use? You use the script GDD. What's GDD actually? Because there's so many things that come to my mind when you're referring to GDD. Can you please let us know what are you referring to by GDD? Because I honestly don't really know what you're referring to. Oh, game design document. Okay. I never really heard that.
You started
abbreviation.
Shooting out of shot.
Yeah, don't worry. All good. So, Kajetan, maybe you can actually talk to us a bit about that and about that specific topic. So I'll just rephrase it for you. So, a question is basically about our documentation regarding specific the design. So I guess maybe we can talk a bit regarding quest design documents and then cinematic design documents.
Sure. So, I should start, or you start?
Yeah. Please go on, because I have people to kill.
Yeah. So actually, we do design documents. If that was the questions, and we have plenty of those actually. Because before you are able to achieve something, working to achieve a game like we are playing right now, there is a lot of work. Which is just conceptual. Just do it by your desk, talking to other people, etc. And we start with some, let's say, rough designs for whole game, for whole systems, etc. For example, for us, for cinematics, Cyberpunk was quite different than Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, because while in Witcher we did have a little bit of interactivity in scenes, because there were choice hubs and you could choose what you will tell, and that was already, let's say, different from traditional cutscenes, but we have to take into consideration different outcomes. For, let's say, I was working on a play scene in The Witcher, theater play, and there was that scene when you were preparing that, who will play the scene, if it's gonna be comedy or drama, etc., etc. So there was a lot of factors, a lot of decisions that player could take, and it was influencing how the scene will play out in the end. So for those things, we also have to design it, how it's gonna work, how we are going to merge player's decision with the scenes that the player will get on the screen. And as for Cyberpunk, there was much more designing for us, for cinematic designers, because we wanted to get gameplay and scenes as close together as possible. And actually there is no hard moment where you can tell that scene starts and gameplay ends, and that's a huge difference for us in like comparing to Witcher 3. And that took a lot of time and attention to actually design it properly, because like in Witcher we could use some cinematic tools, so camera shots, close-ups, edit. We could even, like, if there was a problem, we could even teleport characters between shots, so we can have some interesting action going on the screen. While in Cyberpunk it's not so easy, because player is in control over character all the time, and that was actually one of the biggest changes for us.
Yeah,
and also
absolutely.
that is something we are super proud of, because I think we did something new, and that's something that we can use in future and we can develop further. But basically the feeling of you as a player being an actor in the scene, that is something we wanted to get there, and that is something we had to design properly so it works. And for that we developed our new toolset, let's say. So we wanted player to have control over character almost all the time. And we will play some scenes together, so we will see that in action. But basically, we had to divide the game in some kind of, let's say, moments in which you have either full control over character, or your control is somehow limited. For example, when you sit down, you can only look around and move your camera so you can see the action. Oh, that's bad. They are tough, aren't they?
Absolutely, it's a Dark Souls level difficulty. I was just listening to you, Kajtek, and just got good.
It was too interesting. Sorry, I can tell simpler stuff.
Pavel is just bad at games. Yeah, I mean, I guess in a way.
Like I enjoyed the show. Actually, I'm looking at the game and it was pretty, everything was exploding and there was some bad guys there. Like it was pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, I saw that basically just a moment ago. A person that asked the question, forgive me, but I don't remember your nickname. Explained, Birdman 113 explained what GDD is. It's actually really interesting, that you use that abbreviation, because like in a daily work, and I worked in multiple companies, like we rarely use it, and we rarely use that abbreviation, not the document, because we do use a ton of documents, exactly as Kajtek was talking about, and we actually have like quest design documents, cinematic documents, and so on, because all of it is used as a base, right? Because it's so much cheaper to actually first iterate on the level of the paper rather than actually change it later in the game. And so this is super important. Like just I think most of the designs of the games, especially like the games that are more complex, is of course done on paper first.
Yeah, but like having said that, you want to have the working prototype in game as soon as possible, but sometimes it's not possible to have it like instantly, because some systems are not there yet, some like mechanics don't exist yet. So you just work on paper, you just invent stuff, and then with that we can proceed. Everybody can commit, everybody can accept the vision for the feature, for the, let's say, scene, for the quest, like for the system, like depending on what we are designing. And once everybody is committed, then we can start working on that, on prototypes working in game.
Absolutely. Jesus, we entered this part. Look at how the city looks like in RTX.
I love the city.
Holy shit. It looks so good, actually. Yeah, we are going slowly to Tom's Diner, by the way. Thank God. There's a natural creep road. Cyberpunk is the future, so why player characters don't have artificial, I guess, vaginas. I think this is what you wanted to say. This is what industry is going for. I don't know. Actually, this is not my specialty. So I'm very sorry. Artificial organs. That's not something I deal daily with, thankfully. So can't really answer this question. But I mean, it's interesting that it's in your mind. Okay, we get to the point with the shooter before.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you should try it again.
I mean, Well, let's
manage this time.
pass. Yeah, I'll just pass. You know, I was just.
Leader is Mokamura.
Yeah, actually, I realized that I think you didn't like invest all your skill points. Like, there
Yeah,
are
probably
some...
I didn't. Probably
Okay,
I didn't.
so that's this kind of playthrough. Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, the kind of playthrough is like I'm just more focused, but like talking to people.
Yeah, I get it.
No, man, PC is a personal computer. I don't know. I thought that you're referring to player character. You watch it, you fuck at the same time, and you called me sick. Okay, anyway, I thought that you're talking about the player character, not PC. Anyway, you know, question who is the one that is sick. Anyway, not going more into this conversation. Kaitex, so I think we're getting close actually to Takemura, right? Here. I think, do you think I can pass through here? I think I should, right? Be able to.
Try.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh.
Yeah, but there are
some
another
bad people.
gangsters, yeah.
There are some bad people on the way. Hello, guys. Maybe I'll just save the game. How are you feeling, Kaitex?
Yeah, better safe than sorry, that's true.
Yeah. The cinematic treatment, player as an actor inside the scene was super cool. I really liked it. Gracias. Yeah, I really liked it too. Kaitex, so could you like tell us where I'm shooting and trying to survive? Maybe could you tell us a bit more actually about like objectives for, I would say, cinematic design team, but also like cinematic in general in Cyberpunk? So what you have tried to achieve? What were your goals? And then actually, I think that this is something that really is interesting to me. What sometimes our players and so on ask, which is like basically, what are you feeling that you would like to develop further? You would like to improve maybe, or you feel would be cool to see in the future in like, you know, moving forward.
Okay, so like as just brought up on the chat, like our main objective for this game and what was different than for example in Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, we wanted players to actually feel as an actor inside the scene, and that is like if I had to put it in one sentence, that was our goal. That was what we wanted to achieve. And actually it's pretty cool to see when it happens, when it all works, and you can see that player is so invested in the moment that he actually starts to roleplay the situation. And for example, you played the heist sequence where we are witnessing the murder of Sabura.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and I love to watch streamers playing this part, because you can see that because it could easily be a cutscene, it could easily be a scene where we can have like shots, like close-ups on, you know, Yorinobu struggling, Yorinobu killing Saburo, etc. But instead of that, we created a situation in which you are, in which you actually feel that you are stealing from this really powerful man, and you are closed in some kind of, you know, box with a Venice glass there, and you are a witness of a murder, of a situation that is like 10,000 levels above you, and that is something you cannot really even do anything about it. And what I'm like super happy to see that players, when they get into that situation, then you can see that they, like for example streamers on Twitch, they start to talk silently because V and Jackie start to whisper, so people start to talk silently. They move camera around slower, just to, like, you know, you can tell that they actually feel that they are in this situation, that they are being like witnesses of some murder, and like they cannot do anything about it. And those are the moments that we are like going for, and that was basically our goal, I would say. So to make player another actor in a scene. So every character is super interesting, every character has its agenda, like is believable, and those are people that you want to meet. But it's not only you as a player that like recognizes the game, but also the NPCs, the characters you meet recognize you as a player, so they react to your actions, so they react to what you are talking to them, etc., etc. So I really like those moments where, for example, I don't know, in Street Geek prologue, when you talk with Kirk and there is that big Joe standing next to you, and when you look at him, then he will show you to to stand up faster. So there is like when you have to leave the scene. So the game is reacting to you role playing the scenes, and that is something we wanted to achieve. And if you ask me what I would like to boost even more, that's the thing I would like to do. So like to have much more moments of you as a player feeling that I'm another actor in the scene, and whatever I do matters, and how I roleplay the scene will also turn into result in the game. So that is something we definitely could still like be working and improving, because I really like what we achieved here.
Okay. It's great to listen to Kajetan, because it even makes me like think, what we will be doing in work and stuff. It's really awesome. Crazy Le Pimont wrote, use the code. Wait, what was exactly, because it just cracks me up, but the chat is going fast. Use the code word cinematic design within the next 5 minutes if the first free DLC is coming in June.
Oh wow.
So it seems that we need to avoid any code
say,
words.
Like my department and your department.
Exactly.
We'll understand each other.
Like bad words are said or something. Like he said it. No. I didn't say anything. I just read what was written. You sneaky bastards. I'm not. Wow. I'm not giving you that
so many traps.
Satisfaction.
So many traps.
No way. Anyway. Guys, because we've been doing the dispatcher thing, and I found some archive conversation. So this is a time for a bad night story, right? So let me read it out to you. There's an archive conversation between Leaf and Yuri, and Leaf goes, "Got a fresh delivery to pick up. All unlocked? You know it. Reset to factory, ready to implant. Can sell it straight. Okay, I'll send someone tomorrow. Prim, just keep it quiet, all right? Can't have this all over. Chill, no worries. Later." Yeah, here you go, guys.
Oh.
It's just like, Pavel. Thank you, guys. Like I'm just like literally training my acting skills.
Maybe you shouldn't apply to our department, but maybe you should, apply for a voice actor position. So.
Oh, actually, this is actually funny that you're mentioning this, because like for Cyberpunk, I'm credited as a voice actor too. I don't know if you realize that.
Like I'm not surprised at all.
No, but because in the Witcher 3, what I've been doing, I was doing the trolls and ice giants, right?
Yeah.
That was my thing, right? So
I remember recording of you screaming. Yeah, I can recall that.
Yeah, exactly. So do you know what I was doing actually for Cyberpunk?
I think I know, and I don't want to tell that.
Yeah, so I was basically doing a sex scenes with River and with Carrie. I was doing all the breeding and sapping and all that. And also, like I think
your portfolio, Pavel, is unique.
I know it's very fucking impressive. I know. So it is a bit strange though. Every time when I see that scene, and I just think about it, it's. But I mean, it was our audio designers that contacted me, and they just needed the talent. That's really what happened. So I just like did my best. I always do my best. Yeah, I know my girlfriend is laughing right now. Yeah. Okay, let's not go into this area more.
Yeah, like not too much. I mean, it's too much.
But I mean, guys, it was fun. It was really fun. So here we go. It's Gamedev gives you lots of different opportunities, right? Like we just established that. Okay, then let's move on. We will now go into the series with the scene with Takemura. Kajetan, so do you want to play this actually?
Yeah.
Because I think that would be best.
I'd like to.
By the way, there was a question again, who's my guest? My guest is Kajetan Kapuściński, an acting cinematic lead, who is talking to us about the scenes today. So let's go, Kajetan.
You do not look so bad. Then, in the car, I doubted you would survive.
Yeah, since we started production, we wanted to have a scene in diner, and that's the one.
This about the biochip? That why I'm here?
I hear it's damaged beyond repair. Any attempt to extract it would be disastrous. Fatal for you.
Our boy
Vic likes
Takemura.
to talk, I guess.
But
Actually,
I don't think he's our boy yet. Like,
yeah,
you know, like as for me, it's like that's
Yeah.
this shady dude with this all crazy, you know, cyberware here. Like,
yeah. I actually
sounds-
really like the way he's framed here. You know, he's sitting because it
Why'd you
really
help me
like
anyway?
as me as
I
a
needed you
viewer,
to
I'm literally like
that
pointed
happened.
out at his cyberware, right? And it just like makes me like think like Jesus, this guy is like so heavily augmented.
Yeah.
Like the cyberware is just insane.
What's it you
also
actually
like
want from
the
me?
way he sits, like he's
To begin,
like
You must
he's
tell me
a
where
bodyguard
to find
of one of the
Evelyn.
most powerful people in the world, and like he doesn't need to show you anything, so you just come here and he's drinking coffee, you know, really confident, but without you know, any strength pulse or anything like that. He's just there slowly
Promise to
waiting
help
for
me
you.
get rid of the
Yeah.
chip.
Kaitek, there is a question to us that since some CDPR Red devs were scanned to the game and put in picture, are we in the game like you and me? So
No, actually, that's something like for you to be scanned for the game, you would have to like shave, and that's you know that's too much for me. I wouldn't shave my beard. Sorry for that.
yeah, exactly. Around
you
80
figure
devs
she
were
stays home?
scanned. Yeah, exactly. Because with us is Marcin Repek. Marcin is actually
I suspect
Maciek, sorry, not Marcin. Repek is actually our event manager, and he was handling that inside the company, the process of being scanned. And yes, so exactly. And the scan devs are mentioned in the credits. That's a very good
You
point.
ask a lot of questions.
You have many interesting things to say.
And you, Pavel, you were in scanned. as
No,
well.
I were in scanned. Like my face is too generic, you know.
Oh.
It's just like I'm just like a random dude, you know. So
Yeah, but you did voice acting, so
yeah,
still,
I mean
yeah.
that's the thing. It was like my revenge. I was just like, okay, you know, they don't want me in a game, so I'll just
Is that all?
do my best in the voice acting.
Wait. Yorinobu Arasaka must answer for this crime of patricide.
Looking for justice? In Night City?
I seek revenge, much more feasible here. I have allies prepared to bring Yorinobu to his knees. The only
That's
thing
actually
I
super
need
interesting
is
that
proof.
that strong
Nothing.
character
I
out
trust
there,
the word
like
of a
he's
merc.
clearly much stronger than you,
I have
but he
nothing
needs your
to
help
fear
now, and he needs to
Also,
go
I
on some,
know
you know,
no one here.
deal with you.
And I am a fugitive. I am hunted.
Yeah.
What if I say no?
The guy eating in the background. Yeah, it's actually this scene is actually a really good example. He's eating with his like face.
maybe,
This scene is
like-
a good example of merge, right? Between like I would say like what we call the community. So what our primarily our open world team was working on. Sometimes also quest team as well, and the scene, right? Because here some characters are actually part of a scene and some are part of a community, which you as a player you don't really know, right? And this
So what, we
this is
stroll
for
into
us
Arasaka
a way
and
to
announce that you're
just make it
Nobu's
more
painkiller?
how to say natural and make you like
That he
blend
murdered
into the
Saburo?
scene. And we'll see
We'll
some
get to
examples.
hearing before
Like for instance, I think the waitress
In the
Kaitek,
mutual
she is
location.
actually from a character in the scene,
Procedures will
right?
be used
That's
to
that's
establish
possible.
truth.
That's
A
possible.
lie
For sure,
detector?
the barman is, and the Takemura is, and even when we
that
entered the
case,
room,
another option.
Takemura was just there sitting,
You're
like
dying.
drinking coffee. And when
do
you
not
approached
know
him,
how
he
to
said,
save
like, look at
yourself.
you and said, like, sit down. So that's a
Directly
cool situation
with
in
the
which we
culprit.
blend the, let's say,
Technology
open world
made by
situation
Arasaka.
with the scene. So he invites you to
Technology
enter
they
the scene,
alone
but like you can walk freely, you can look at the scene
This
however you
corporation
want
can
to.
save you as easy
Yeah,
as it
exactly.
can make
There is a question, Kaitek, though. Does Goro use eyeliner?
merely about
How do you
getting
think?
the right people on your side.
That's a difficult one, I would say. He's either tired or he does use eyeliner.
Jesus, like the quality of the faces, by the way, it's insane that you can like zoom
Exactly
like
what
that,
kind of people
like
are we
that.
talking about?
People
Kaitek, there's a question to you from Hellfighter44. As cinematic designer, who is your favorite movie director?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. And actually, you know, I don't like to say that there's one person that I like particularly, because like directors do all of crazy different stuff, and like it's sometimes hard to compare different movies. But from, let's say, the recent directors, recent times. I love Chazelle. I love those movies like Whiplash, La La Land, and First Man. Like actually, like he made first movie and got a lot of awards for that, and I was impressed by it. Like edit in Whiplash is perfect, like top notch, really. So that I love Fincher. What else do I like? I love classics. I like Spielberg. I love some new school directors as well. I cannot pronounce this name properly, so I'm not sure if I should do that. Like Villeneuve, like that's a French one. The guy who directed Arrival and will be directing Dune. That's
I actually
also
know the
something
guy,
I'm super hyped for, and I'm waiting for this. And I like all directors that have like some unique take on what they are working on, and that you can tell that style is theirs. Like, of course, Tarantino is an example, etc. But like, I like when the movie is somehow specific, that you can feel that director's presence there.
I think
Exactly
we
what
should
kind of
like
people
slowly
we
start
got.
moving on with the scene, because the guy with the burger is doing his best, but I think he's
But I think that's a really big burger.
it's a cyberpunk burger, you know. It just grows as you eat it. So it's
he
it
did.
happens.
Yeah, there is a comment I see. He did Blade Runner 2049. That was a great movie. I loved it.
You mean people
Infinite
like
burger.
Anders Helmuth?
Yeah, exactly.
You know this name?
There are actually some really good, some people like redeem the points, you know, Kaitek on the channel for like game dev advice and recommend the reading and so on. So I think we can like jump to the questions in a moment,
Sure.
because there's already 4 people waiting. So let's move on with the scene, and then when I will be playing, I think this I love
an
actually. Can you
interesting
talk to
comment,
us about this actually, this moment?
Yeah. So basically, like it's referring in a way to the thing I was talking about, because if it was a traditional cinematics, then we would probably cut the scene like to show you that there is something interesting going on in the TV and Takemura reacting to that. Probably we would even switch V and Takemura, so Takemura naturally sees the television and like V turns around to watch it. But here we had to do it in a way, to block the scene in a way that like characters in the scene will like naturally guide your attention to look there. I will calm down, Takemura. I don't want to.
Yeah, and I like the fact when Takemura like he turned with whole his body and looked towards the TV, sort of to lead my eye, right?
Yeah, exactly, because you have control over cameras, so you can look around like wherever you want.
Yeah, exactly. But
like this like composition here, when he's turning back and like you can see the TV and like your eyes naturally going there, that's one of the tricks we are using. So basically using characters in frame, because we cannot edit stuff in this format, like where we always see the game from first person perspective, but we can work with planes within the scene. So as here, like here we have Takemura, let's say in like medium shot, that you can see like half of his body, but when he stood and when the barman actually interrupted the scene, then we had like full shot of 2 characters arguing. So that is kind of edit that we are working with. That those are our tools in Cyberpunk. Like what's like really different from what we had in Witcher 3.
There is a really cool question, though, that I really don't know answer for, but I think you would know. Is Takemura trying to grab his absent katana when he starts arguing with Tom? I think he does, actually, right? In the animation, you can hear him, like, his hand go to his belt, you know? And I think
I can't recall, but I don't want to lie, I can't recall exact pose, but there is some, like, you can tell that he's becoming tense and that he's kind of hostile towards the barman. So, but I didn't work on this one, so I'm not super sure. And maybe other cinematic designers on the chat know that. Maybe somebody can tell.
Maybe Michał would, because the scene has been set up by Bartek Novak, correct?
Novak,
yeah, exactly.
And
so
actually, like, that's a difficult scene to work on, because there is a lot of information to be
it's a really difficult one.
Player, super long dialogue, lots of important stuff happening. So like while working on the scene, we had to like find some ways to make it more attractive, because like constantly sitting here and watching only Takemura wouldn't be as cool and as memorable as we would like to. So that's why we had this moment of like conflict between Takemura and Barman, who like Takemura wants to listen to TV and Barman is like fuck corporations, I don't want to listen to that. and like there's some kind of conflict that you can react to or not. That's some point for you to be invested in the situation more emotionally, and there will be more stuff going. Like there was also this moment where you stood up and Takemura said, "No way, we need to finish this conversation. We need to talk," and there will be something more happening soon. So
yeah, there's so many amazing questions, guys. By the way, there's a question about ray tracing. Yes, I mean we have the ray tracing on, by I believe so. I can check in a moment, but I think we have it enabled. I was enabling it. Like definitely the reflections look badass when we were going through the city. So I suspect I have the RTX on, and I've been setting it up to the psycho level. So you have ultra and psycho. So I have set it to psycho.
I'll find the right person here.
There's a question
when such a good thing.
Romance with Pavel when no way, that's already out of the cards. I'm sorry. So
We just talked about some.
But you can hear some voiceovers if you want. So,
oh God, stop it!
Like you either fixed or ruined this cutscene for like all players out there.
Pavel joytoy swap mod. Cool. Thanks, man. That's exactly why I'm not scanned in the
Bit of
game.
luck.
No
track
joytoy.
down
Yeah, my girlfriend has a really good time just reading that chat, and she is accidentally she's actually our moderator, so she can just smack you guys with like wet towel and her bun hammer in a moment.
There's just honor, I believe.
You're an Obu
This stream is as far as we will get. Thanks, Repek.
The Parker
Thank you.
woman will not help you. What are you? I will think about the plan B.
Yeah.
With a bit of luck, I'll track down Evelyn.
Pavel, stop telling our
If she
secrets.
did not
Okay,
help
no
you
worries.
before,
Not
she
anymore.
will not
Never
manage
again.
to now.
Get their own,
Honor
guys.
among thieves.
Yeah,
Ever
Kaitek,
heard
there's a
of it?
question I think to you, because the question is really directed to quest designers, but I actually think it's to scene designers. Question is, does quest designers work closely with cinematic artists, environment artists for the scenes? And we actually do a bit, but I think it's primarily done by cinematic team, right?
So yeah, like for scenes like this, it's clearly for us. It's for cinematic design to work on, and but actually there is more of people involved in that because there is like how to say that? Like our department joins 2 hubs in the company. So Pavel, I will talk and you can proceed if you'd like to.
I'll proceed. Yeah.
So basically, we are part of the narration hub. So we are close, like working really close with quest designers, writers, open world designers, with level designers and enviro artists. So this is this part, and there's also global animation department. Actually, I have a T-shirt of global animation department and a mug, so I can show you that. I'm like we have a lack on stream, so I see
That is really fucking cool, Kaitek.
Yeah, it's like one side is with female V and the other side is with
Yeah,
male V.
this is really awesome. I
Yeah,
love
so
it.
so this is global animation department, and this is a huge team. Our animation director Sebastian Kalemba is leading this part, and we have mocap team within, so motion capture team. We will talk about motion capture probably at some point today. We have gameplay animation team, we have cinematics animation team, so this is like our partners in crime, let's say.
Yeah, exactly.
Because each scene is worked on not only by cinematic designer and story writer and quest designer, but also with cinematic animator who actually makes it all as beautifully animated as you can see on the screen. There's also rigging department who make all those crazy models which we get from character department movable, let's say, create rigs for them to be able to move their joints and actually for animators to work with. So our team joins these 2 worlds, let's say, and while working on this scene, like for example, scene like this, that's a process in which several people are involved. Because for us, it's important to have some nice frame. We would like you to like here to have a good visibility on characters, important for the scene, to have something interesting going on around. So wherever you look, there should be something interesting for you to see. Also, we want, for example, here we wanted to have this situation between bartender and Takemura, and it had to be as close for you to be able to witness it, but also like we needed a little bit space so it happens naturally. So these things are worked on by designers, like cinematic designers, level designers, environment artists, and cinematic animators, because while we design the scene, and we work in our engine. Oh, we have a guest.
Rare guest.
Yeah, that's actually super cool because those are two characters that you don't like at this point.
Yeah.
And also, what I really like in our work actually, so how we pose characters. Here we had two really strong characters in the scene. So first one was Takemura, and the other one is Johnny Silverhand, and they are both like, let's say, overpowered. They are both super powerful. Yet they are both extremely different in a way they sit. Like Takemura was like calm and like barely moved himself. He was only triggered once when he wanted, like there was this conflict situation with bartender. However, Johnny Silverhand just comes to the table, put his leg on the table, and you also can tell he's extremely confident. And so we have two characters with, let's say, similar power, but yet they are completely different. I really like that.
It's a really cool insight, Kaitek. It's a really awesome insight. Love that.
Taking a step back.
Okay, there was like so many questions, but I will throw one that is, I think, intriguing. So, also, do cinematic designers work with mocap directors and so on? So basically, I guess the question is about the cooperation between like cinematic team and animation team and mocap.
So basically mocap, because probably not everybody knows, so it's a shortcut from motion capture, and that's a way to record real-life actors in a way that we get some animations that we can work with later on to implement them in game. And actually we have our own mocap studio in Warsaw office at CD Projekt, and we are working on motion capture sessions together with several departments. So basically, still going on the technical side, how it works. So it's a big room with lots of cameras, and we have actors who put on the special suits with markers, so those like little spheres
trackers,
that are actually recorded by the camera. Playing on the stage, we can record animations like of, for example, what we can see now on the screen of actors moving there in real life. And when we are working on a scene, Johnny disappeared. We prepare for those mocap sessions together with writers, and mainly like our department is responsible for preparing mocap session, but we work mainly with writers and cinematic animators. So one thing is we need a script for the scene, so we need to know what actors will actually talk, like tell what's gonna be the conversation between them, but also we need to know what poses we will use, how to use environment of the scene, that we can actually record animations that will be usable later on. And we prepare that together with also our mocap team. So guys prepares, let's say, proxy locations on the mocap stage, which is really funny because, like, for example, when we want to record a scene in a car, we have to build the car so actually actors can sit inside and play out animations, but it cannot be a real car because cameras wouldn't see anything. So it's a strange mix of wooden and, let's say, metal elements that kind of resemble of the car, but actually it's not a car at all. That is our proxy stage, and we work on that to record animations. And our designers, together with animators, prepare everything needed for the mocap station to happen. And then a director of this session is working closely with both of those. So 3 people are present on the mocap stage at once, at least, making sure that everything is recorded properly. Because if it was a cutscene or if it was a, let's say, traditional cinematic, then we can cheat a lot. Let's say we can teleport characters. Exactly. We can, like, when animation ends, we can just, switch camera to other side and then come back. That's, let's say, easy. In Cyberpunk, it wasn't easy at all because each scene, for example, this one can be seen as Pavel now is walking around from each angle. So we as designers don't have control over how player will perceive the action. So when we are working on scenes, we have to make sure it's going to be looking good. Oh wow, Pavel, you made them angry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a known motherfucker apparently.
Okay.
Like I was watching too closely. Oh no. See you, boys. Oh no. Yeah. No, it will be like the greatest escape during this stream ever. Like, I'll just show you guys like some dirty tricks, which you can do. Like, you can, for instance, jump Anyway,
That's
no.
life hack.
It's a real life hack. Sorry, Kaitek, that I interrupted you, but that was not my intention. I was just trying to just look at the scene, and I think I was just looking too closely.
I'm not sure where I finished. I was talking about mock-up sessions and like preparing for that, and then this all crazy stuff happened, and I actually lost track of the thought.
Of the thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pavel, I'm not sure if it's gonna work out, but like proceed with your escape.
We're just, that's the greatest escape ever, guys.
Yeah.
Like
at least yet.
Exactly. Like I'm going the hell out of there. Look, I managed to. That's fine. That's fine.
Nice.
I think. Oh, hey Regina, I can always count on you to get me more work. That's so nice. Forest Run. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
so I see some comments reminding what I was talking
what
about.
the fuck?
So yeah,
They are persistent. Okay. See you, boys. Yeah, Kaitek, you can proceed
so
actually.
just to finish the thought, so it's much more complicated for us to prepare a scene that can be viewed from different angles and can be viewed in different ways. And actually, sometimes we work closely with animators to have some like crazy good animation out there. Some characters doing some gentle, like delicate stuff, like some tiny details that make us super proud, and then we can see some streamer or player like you just entering the scene and looking at the ceiling and or just jumping in the corner, not looking at the scene. But that's okay. That's part of our design. We want you to feel free during the scenes, so you can decide if you want to look at it or not. So that's completely up to you. But the need for us to prepare animations in a way that they work from whatever player stands and like however player looks at it, that's something new, and that was a huge challenge. And like kudos to our animators who did a splendid job, I would say.
Thank you, Kaitek, for this explanation. In the meantime, I managed to escape with my life. Yeah, you guys saw. I remember you guys were laughing of me when I was taking the underwater perk, and here you go. I was so effective with this. Kaitek, so how are you feeling like calling Judy right now?
I wonder if we should call Judy or we should get your car, because I don't think you have car yet.
Actually you're right. Maybe okay, let's call Judy and then we'll see actually, because I kind of like walking around, but we can get the car too.
Up to you.
Shit. I thought you were gone.
Yeah, okay, so this is our first call actually after we have met Judy last time, right? So she's kind of convinced, right, that we are gone. Team Juby. Yeah, they are laughing of me, Kaitek, because like at some point like I like misspelled her and I called her Juby. Juby.
We can call her Juby. It's your playthrough,
Okay, cool. She's
You're not alone in thinking me dead.
Oof.
Thought it was game over for me.
Things went ass up, huh? Not as planned.
Okay, Juby, what's up? Okay, let's ask about Evelyn.
Need to find Evelyn.
I really don't want to talk about her.
Know where she is?
What'd I just say? Drop it. I won't tell you again.
Oh.
That's not what I was trying to do. By the way,
please.
we are just talking to Juby, so we are nice. Okay. Okay then. So we have set up the meeting with Juby. Kaitek, so as you were saying, maybe we should actually get the car, right? Because there's the ghost out. Oof, it says danger high. That's not too good for us. That's a side job, right? We have a heroes. Okay. Do you know which this one? This one
should
is
do this one at some point, I would say.
Yeah, we can actually do it in this stream. So those are human nature. I'm just looking. Which one was with the car once again? I think it's this one, right? No, that's the Victor one.
No. I think
That's
you
the
had it. Like, wasn't it human nature? Like, could you click on it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's this one. fetch your vehicle from the parking garage.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Okay then, so we are moving on with an adventure. Now, as I'm moving, actually, let's do some requests, because we have like some viewers that actually redeemed the points. So let's do that. So Kaitek, as I was telling you that actually we have few things like this. So first one at the top, it was Hellfighter 44, who actually asked us to give him a game dev career advice. So is there anything that comes to your mind, like for somebody who's starting, I guess? We talked a bit about the portfolio, but something, from a cinematic side, let's say, and then I will tackle it maybe from the quest side.
Okay, from cinematic side. Yeah, actually, like the base cinematic advice would be watch a lot of movies and TV series, and
it's
just
actually
get
a really
inspired.
good one, though. Yeah,
because like to tell some stories, you have to know other stories, and like one thing is that you seek for inspiration in your life and in what you went through, what you can tell to the world, but before you can do that, actually, you need to like get inspired in how the form could look like. And I think the base advice would be just to watch movies, but not only watch them, just play them and you do some other stuff on the other track, but actually watch movies and try to think about them. Like, what did you like? What did you like there? Like, what made you feel some stuff? What made you happy? What made you sad? Like, actually try to find those little things that make you that give you some emotions and that make you actually excited about telling stories. And that would be the base advice I would say. In terms of cinematics,
Like, I think one also advice that I can like maybe add to it, like connected to this topic, is like. And this is something like I sometimes mention to the designers in Quest team specifically, is like, if you're like, well, let's say watching a movie, as Kaitek said here, is like try to also like engage in creative discussions. Like you can talk about it with your girlfriend, you can talk about it with your friends and so on. Just basically something that will actually teach you, to phrase your opinion regarding like various topics regarding art and so on, because this is extremely important with in our work, so that you are able to phrase your thoughts well, regarding what you see on the screen and so on, specifically regarding like what worked, what didn't. So exactly just a moment ago when Kaitek talked about it, right? Because like one thing is like watching it and talking about it, but second thing is like being able to discuss it, being able to explain your thoughts, being able to basically tell, okay, why do you think certain thing is working, certain thing is not working. It worked.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be movies only, like games as well. Like there's so many good games out there just to inspire like yourself. And like I liked what you said, that being able to actually like see what was done there and to be actually able to name it, to be able to like say what tools were used to have some result in the end.
Exactly.
Like when you start, it's hard to actually name it. So there is also so many really talented people analyzing stuff, movies, games, like books. So
good point,
I think that's also a good advice to just watch analysis of games, analysis of movies, and just listen to how people deconstruct what was done, and just try to like actually understand it and find those things on your own in like later games or later movies that you will take.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a bit in one of the previous streams, but I wanted to emphasize it here as well when Kaitek mentioned it, is like the deconstruction. Deconstruction is a very important, interesting tool, so it's basically just really like splitting the hair in four, and it's you discussing and thinking about like different things, why actually the artist who has been behind the camera, let's say, or behind that given quest, decided to tackle this specific topic in that way, and when you think about this, it will slowly develop your skill set and your understanding of actually why those things are done like this. And this is a really, really awesome skill to have, and really the deconstruction is one of your most important tools and the biggest helpers, I think, for you as a designer.
Yeah, and actually, like when you start working in game dev, I would say that, for example, in our department, the first attempts that people make are usually, they have cool idea of how to tell the story, how to direct the scene, but it's not actually working in the end on the screen for the player. And that's the, let's say, reverse situation. Then we just talk to each other about, okay, like you have that idea that you want to make player feel this emotion, for example, and how to achieve that. What else can we do to boost this feeling, to make the scene work in a way you would like it to work? And that understanding of how you can use your toolset, like if it's cinematography, then cinematography toolset, if it's quest design, then the toolset is different, but basically the rule is the same, I would say. So which of my tools I can use to get the result I'm thinking of at this point. So
yeah, exactly.
It's super useful later on if you can analyze movies and games in this way that you can name the things that actually clicked for you.
Yeah, I see, guys, that you're like talking about somebody specific here, but we'll do it in a moment, okay? Just let's move on with the vehicle. I wanted to look at. So there is another request from Mavic14. Kajtek requested us to recommend a reading. So I wanted to ask you, so is there anything that comes to your mind that for, let's say, developing artists you would like to recommend? It can be, you know, about cinematic design, it can be about, you know, story design, storytelling in general, anything that works for you. So can you recommend us anything?
Actually, I can tell of two books, I would say, that I think are worth reading. So first one would be about stories, and like the name is Story, so oh my god.
Beep beep, motherfucker. Sorry.
Johnny, did you see what happened?
Okay, that was not perfect timing for telling my book.
It happens. It happens. I forgot that it will happen right now, and I was like, oh god.
The chauffeur up and drives away from the scene of an accident.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. So first book was a story by Robert McKee. So if you're
the
looking
story.
for,
Yeah,
it's super good. Like it's a big book. Like you will spend some time reading it. But if you're thinking on understanding some rules of screenplay and how to create a story in a way that it actually works in the end, that's definitely one to read and analyze, and later on to think about movies and books and games using this knowledge you'll get. So definitely I would recommend that. So. First one would be Story by Robert McKee.
Okay.
And second one, I think from the more of the game design world, because actually I had the pleasure to meet Jess Shell on GDC in 2018, and he wrote a book which is called The Art of Game Design, the Book of Lenses. I believe that's how it's called. And actually, it's a pretty awesome book on game design. I really liked it because it's constructed in a way that you look at a game from different perspectives, using different lenses, and each lens adds new context to your craft and to what you will be doing as a game designer. And there is a lot of really useful high-level, let's say, tips and thoughts that actually inspired me a lot when I read it. So I recommend that one as well.
Awesome. That actually sounds really good. I've read the story by Robert McKee. I didn't know the second one actually. So
I can bring you this one to the office if you like.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I really recommend that. It's super cool, and it's also like you don't have to be a game designer to understand what's going on. Like the entry level is super low, and it's written in a funny way. There's lots of anecdotes, let's say, and some examples of how the work of game designer looks like. And it's actually, those are like the thoughts that not only work for like computer games, video games. It also work for like board games or like card games, whatever you'd like to work on. But yeah, really, really cool.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kajtek, for this recommendation. Awesome. I hope that it will be useful for our audience. So now there is a question that I saw in Polish, actually. So please, guys, stick to English. I can read Polish, of course, and a few other languages, but still, please use English so that we can all understand each other. And the question is if there is a planned stream with somebody from gameplay design. So as I mentioned, guys, I want to keep my guests more of a surprise for you and a present. It's also like not that easy with the scheduling and so on, so I'll do my best, okay? Let's say it like this, but not spoiling anything. Today our guest is Kajetan Kapuściński, who is acting cinematic lead, and he's talking to us about the scenes, and I want to focus on Kajetan on this stream.
It was a surprise for me as well, you know.
Fabian, you troll. Fabian is on the stream as well. Fabian is our amazing German PR manager. By the way, he's a really intelligent guy, and don't tell him I told him I said it, but just love this guy. But anyway, he just wrote, Paweł, you can read Polish. This changes everything. Yes, I kinda can. I speak Polish something like 35 years of my life. So I managed to, let's call it, I managed to grasp some basics. Okay, let's do this, and I think we're fine with that. Yes, we have spent our points. I feel better now. Nice. Guys, I wanted to talk to you slightly about this opening. So what has happened is we have gave you like a really interesting hook, I would say, about your car, right? So as a player, I got to my car and so on, and suddenly there's this another car that literally like hits me and crashes my car and so on. This is like a, you know, another way for us to introduce you to the quest, and this is something that we as designers we call a hook, you know. So this is a way to hook the player, you know, to make you feel that as a player you can really you can like start to understand, you know, another character and so on, and get you involved in something something interesting regarding another character. Okay, Kajetan, I guess, you know, this didn't work out. We get to the car. Really. Not really, right? So should we go to the Delamain headquarters actually right now to just like get this sorted out, and maybe I'll actually like steal one car. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think we can borrow a car.
We can borrow. Okay, let's borrow. How are you feeling about borrowing Mahir?
It looks cool.
Steal the Maimai, yeah, like Maimais are one of my favorite type of. Oh god, no, sorry, I got stuck in the traffic.
Okay, I thought I'm the bad driver, but actually you proved me wrong, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's go to Delamain's HQ so that we can maybe, you know, maybe we can get our car back. Woohoo!
Solar panels on the roof. That's
yeah,
cool.
Exactly. I have the solar panels and so on. I really like the design of our cars actually. What our character, our team has been doing. Yeah, I think it asks me to go here, right, Kajetan? Am I going correctly? Yes, I think.
Yeah. For the Delamain headquarters. Yeah.
I think I'm supposed to go down, right? Yeah, yep. Exactly. Okay, perfect. Oh god, Wakako is like... Wakako is constantly messaging me about stuff. Oof!
Nice.
Oof! Okay,
that car.
She has like she has a pretty nice composition of cars, right? The Maimai, which is the red one, and then the Yaiba Kusanagi. Okay. Let's go. So, Kajetan, when I'm driving, I'll actually look at another request from our viewers, and another request is Gamedev career advice. Milorn Disaster asked about it. So, any other interesting Gamedev career advices that you have for, you know, starting maybe for cinematic designer, you know, because you talked a bit about like watching the movies in general, and just like, and I added about like engaging the creative discussions and so on, conversations about it. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, actually, I think the first part was mainly, like, we talked mainly about the, let's say, narrative side of our jobs. So, like, because we work in different departments, but that's actually the same advice would work. But besides that, I think that nowadays, like, getting into game dev, it's like much easier than it used to, I would say, because like there is so many like let's say resources, free tools to use. You can get some really good engines on your personal computer and just work on some stuff on your own. There is lots of tutorials that you can use just to get a grip on how the engine, how the 3D environment work at all, because I think that's super important. That's also something that I look when I'm hiring that I'm checking when I'm hiring to my department. Because like if somebody doesn't have any experience in let's say 3D toolset and that would be best if it's a game engine, then it's something that I know that we'll have to teach that person later on. So that's something that's something you can just do on your own. You can do some project on your own and have that skill set already. So I'm sure that every person hiring in Gamedev will value that. For example, you did some project in one of 3 engines out there and it's a working game or it's a working cinematic. If you apply for cinematic or it's a working quest, then that's a perfect opportunity for you to just use free stuff to learn and to prove yourself as future game designer. And actually, I saw you, Pavel, tweeting about 7 quest designers joining your team.
From the modding team.
From modding community. So
Exactly.
that is also something that you can do. That is just there. You just need your patience and mind control to just sit next to your PC and just get modding tools and create something on your own. And that's a proven way to get into game dev. At least like Pavel can tell you, 7 people got this way to our company.
Yeah, and we are talking. Ooh, Jesus, he's angry. Okay, and we are talking only about quest designers, by the way. I haven't been talking even about the gameplay designers and so on. I think 2 streams ago we had Flash here. He's a really known modder who did the gameplay combat rebalance for The Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. And Flash is, for instance, also one of the very famous modders who joined our studio years back. I think it's 10 years or something already. So, and Witcher 1, and it's possible that it was also Witcher 1. So that's the thing. It's just I think being in the modding in general is just excellent place to start. Okay, guys, we have arrived at the Delamain's headquarters right now. So, Kajtek, let's play this one. Would you like to take over and play this part?
Sure.
Let's see what Delamain says. So basically, you guys recognize him, right? He was the one that was basically transporting us even to, to Konpeki and back. When we were waiting with Goro.
Damn it, I need more time.
People are angry on me.
Yeah, clearly.
Well, now I'm in the front. Is that a problem?
Hello, sir.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I didn't want to be mean, but yeah, it's
happened.
it's story of my life.
Gotten into you, Del. Don't recognize me? You sent me a message saying I should come in about the accident.
There's a question to you, Kajtek, by the way. Did you play Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice? For me, it's the peak of cinematic arts in video game. I would gladly hear your opinion. That's from Miller Disaster.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't played that game yet. I have it on my wish list. I will play it. And I was on a talk on GDC 2018 from the creators, and actually they got me really inspired. I would like to play this game because they had a lot of cool ideas, and the performance of their main actress is really, really good. So I will definitely play it before next the second one will be released.
Yeah.
Because I need to catch up.
Yeah. Let's move on. Kajtek.
Sorry, I find it difficult to talk to you guys and talk to
no worries. I will take over the talking now. There's a question actually who added lipstick to Delamain. Well, it's a really cool question. So with our character art team, we have been iterating and looking for ideas, and one of the early ideas that we had was Max Headroom. I don't know if you guys know Max Headroom from 80s. It's an old show and so on. And you could you can maybe see it on YouTube as well.
Actually, a little heartbroken about my damaged
So
ride, but I'd
basically,
rather talk
our
to the
character
real
team, when they were looking for references, and how to actually make, Delamain look different, but still human, but clearly that it's an AI and so on. Because basically, what you are seeing, the Delamain here, is actually an interface. It's an interface added on top of AI, just to make it possible for humans to communicate with it, right? And we were just looking for ways to make it close to human, but still kind of kind of different. And this is what our character team, character art team came up with. And I find it really intriguing.
Sure, let's talk.
To do it like this.
Then please follow the drone.
Yeah, and actually, like, it seems like there's something wrong with Delamain.
Yeah, we figured out exactly. Yeah,
It
so
looked like talking to different people at once. So
yeah, and you can see here, like,
That's
as
a funny
designers,
drone.
we are using like this drone. We are using like different tools and so on to tell you the story. In this case, it's a story of AI, right? That something happens to this AI and so on. So we are using it as an element, of course, you know, to tell you a bit more of the lore and so on. And we are always like very deliberate as a quest designers with like components we are using to tell that story. For instance, like it's not an accident that, you know, this drone here is used to lead you through the location. And as you move on, you know, the Delamains appear on the screen and so on. And you can here get to know, you know, the background and the, you know, the garage, you know, the place where you can see here, you know, where his cars are getting fixed.
that place is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, this is a quest that was done, was designed, implemented by Moritz. And Moritz is a quest designer in my team.
Yeah. On our side, I believe it was Paweł Ochocki. I'm not sure if he's today with us.
I believe it was Paweł.
Control rooms are for Ganix. What good is it to you?
There was a time this facility.
I like how they look together.
I simply inherited.
Yeah, it's so cool actually, and the fact that this like drone has like a crushed front glass, you know.
Yeah.
So
A green light denotes a vehicle with which I am in contact. As you can see, that is no longer the case for some vehicles. Those are the red lights.
yeah, and you can see the red lights basically on the UI element here, and I find it's really cool as well because this just basically shows you the cooperation between different departments, right? Here, for instance, the our UI department, so the one that Ayano, our moderator, is producing, the UI team has prepared for us, cooperating with us, the special panels there that we can show to make them like match nicely the story that we are telling.
Inspection suggests the authorities have begun monitoring me.
Forget Delamain justice for Brendan. Yeah, Brendan is another one.
But you haven't met him yet. I
No,
Regulations.
I haven't actually.
If I'm not careful, I could easily be categorized as an illegal immigrant.
Oh, and there was a I think a question somebody about the Deus Ex series in general, and Michał Brzeźniak pointed out that you for sure have some interesting thoughts to share about the Deus Ex in general.
Re-establish the link.
Yeah, like guys are laughing at me. I haven't finished this game, like the new Deus Ex series. I haven't finished it at least yet, but guys from my team bought me collector's edition for my birthday last year.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
I think I should do that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get the scanner, and you can see here the interaction between UI elements and the storytelling here. So we have found out, but basically some of the cabs from Delamain, they went astray, right? So we have led you into his garage, you know, slowly introduced you, you know, to the atmosphere of the place, explained you the background and so on. Those are like very basic tricks that we are doing, and you see them repeated all over, you know, our games. And here, like, you have learned as a player that there's actually plenty of cars from the Delamain that went astray. So when we will be working on this quest, slowly we'll probably get to meet some of them. Okay.
Yeah, but how do you feel? Should we do that now, or should we?
No, I guess we can leave the garage,
Yeah.
right? And then, you know, when we'll be moving on, then we can do it. Okay, Kajtek. So I guess at this point, let's maybe switch to the automated
Yeah.
bluff. How are you feeling
Yeah.
about this? Oh,
Yeah,
I actually lost control over my mouse. Oh, and I have it back. Sorry, I don't know what happened. My mouse disconnected. I'm back. Okay, so
there's a question: who is controlling the game? So we are switching.
Yeah, we are switching all the time, actually. Who's controlling the game? Yeah, because basically I've been doing that on my streams before. Right now I'm the one who's playing. We are basically switching in a way that you know, when we see a question for any of us, the second one is taking over, so that we can nicely talk to you about stuff.
it's like actually it's first time streaming for me, so it's extremely difficult to just do everything at once. So it's super good that you actually came up with this parsec solution, so we can do that.
Yeah. It was partially me, partially Miles actually, who is on the stream today, and Miles actually had this idea to try it. So I'm very thankful actually for this idea from Miles. Okay, Dino Dinovic. Hey, bro.
Wow, look at this dude.
We get to meet another fixer, it looks like.
Hot stuff. Need anything, you call me. Remember, Dino knows everybody.
Okay, Dino knows everybody. Cool. Kaidak, it seems that he knows also you. There's a question: how many streams do I plan to do? Well, I mean, this is my 7th stream, and honestly, I haven't been planning to close or finish streaming. We'll see. Like, my plan is to finish Cyberpunk and then play Witcher 3 when the next gen update is out with you. So hopefully way more when we'll be able to, also meet some more Reds and so on and discuss about their specific backgrounds and work related topics on the stream.
Actually, I'm waiting for Witcher 3 Remaster as well, because I haven't played the game yet after we worked on it. I did prologue, but then I just moved on to other games, etc. And I am waiting for this remaster to actually play the game on my own, finally.
Yeah. It's to speak clearly. We don't really call it a remaster, right? It's a next gen update.
Next gen update.
Exactly. This is exactly what we are doing. Okay. And then Two Worlds 2. Okay, like somebody knows my background. Yeah, that Two Worlds 2 was the game I've been working on before I joined Red. Actually, it was 13 years ago. So.
Yeah, actually, your career at Gamedev is pretty let's
long.
say rich already, right?
Yeah.
Lots
I
of
mean,
titles.
I've been like 16 years in the industry at this point. Since I was 19. So. Did quite a bit already with different studios and companies. Okay, guys. People are saying Witcher 3 remaster confirmed. No, guys. There's no confirmation of any remaster. It was just bad
wording.
Exactly. It was just a bad wording. It is a next-gen update, as we multiple times mentioned to you. So don't worry. I think this dude is really fucking packing a punch, Kaitek. How are you feeling about this? Oh god. Okay.
He has this scary red skull over his head.
Oh really? Okay, I must have missed the...
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good talk.
Yeah.
Good talk. Okay, cool. Let's go. Jesus.
Actually, somebody asked a question like wieś po Slovenski. I cannot read that, sorry. But actually, that made me think about our localization, because that is something really interesting in terms of cinematics as well. And maybe we'll find a moment to talk about it. But basically, yet another level of difficulties for us working on scenes is that the scenes should work in lots of languages. Probably remember how many languages we have for Cyberpunk now?
Oh god, I'm not sure. I think 18? I think
wow, that's
18
a lot.
languages we have.
And fully voiceovered, it's
fully voiceovered, I think it's 11.
11. Yeah. So.
Oh, and there's Shell with us. Shell is also.
Hello.
She's a graphic designer in our marketing team. Shell, I think that is the correct description of your background. Sorry if I butchered it, but I think I'm right. And exactly. And Shell is also streaming, so you can follow her and check her stream out. Thank you for coming over. It's awesome to have you here. If you guys have questions to graphic designer, you can tag her also on the stream. Oh, and there is also Lord of Rivia. So, Lord of Rivia, I need to give you the VIP status, by the way. Lord of Rivia is our senior mod, and actually this is he is working with me on icons and overlays for my stream. So hopefully we'll be able to show you something soonish, yeah, whole studio's here. Well, I mean, something around 10 people, so almost the whole studio. Okay, I think, Kaitek, I'll grab a car.
Yeah, that would be best.
Oh god, there's a question who should check her stream. Yeah, it's a really bad suchar, as we call it in Polish. It's a joke because, of course, shell is Czech. So that was the whole joke about like who should check her stream. Anyway, I feel silly explaining you the
yeah, it's the best to explain jokes. Like they're the funniest.
Jokes. Yeah. But let's move on. Oh no, guys!
Yeah, it's
again.
Police again. You have to.
I need to get escape. But anyway,
it's another great escape.
I think it worked out actually. Yeah, they were not really motivated to chase me. Thank God. Guys,
really fast car.
Exactly. So there is another actually question, Kaitek, and because a lot of people are wanting to get a career advice from us. So game dev career advice. Is there anything else that actually you have in mind? Because you have gave us a lot already, but maybe there's something more that comes to your mind right now.
That's a difficult one because like we already talked a lot about it, but I would say be brave, and that's not only like game dev advice, it's basically advice for anybody seeking for a job, but in game dev I think it's also really important because sometimes like the only thing that is missing there is like you actually reaching out for the position, for the job you'd like to have. And like there is a lot of opportunities. Like most of big studios are looking for talents for their crews, and there is lots of, let's say, internship positions. There is lots of junior positions, and I think that sometimes the biggest obstacle is like yourself not believing that it might work in the end.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
I started as an intern. Actually, I didn't know what
you did.
It was crazy time for me. I thought that the job is gonna look completely different. Basically, I thought it's like there will be a finished footage of scenes and I will only edit those. That was my thinking of how game dev will look like, and boy, I was wrong. Like I was really wrong. But I'm glad that I was wrong, because like actually what we are doing is much more interesting. But it was, let's say, an act of courage. I was straight after my high school and just applied for the position, and I didn't know if it's gonna work out, but it did, and that would be my advice. Just be brave and reach out for the job if you'd like to work in game dev. Yeah, because it's there, like it's really there. Yeah, that's an excellent advice, actually, Kaitek. I remember, like, when I was actually like listening to some of the casters, like actually in this case regarding Gwent, but also League of Legends, and I remember our casters talking about the fact that sometimes just reaching out and being available is really everything that you have to do. There's this old saying that they really like. Can you play Kaitek moving forward? Yeah, sure. I'll just speak a bit. So there's this really good saying that I really like hang out long enough around the hairdresser, and you'll get a haircut, and this is like this is really like a cool advice, I would say. It's just like if you try long enough, you will actually manage to do it, that's the thing. Okay, then I think there were like other Pavel showcasing his driving skills. Exactly.
Take the stairs down.
Wow. Okay, guys, I wanted to point out something, because Fabian is like dropping the codes for the games on the chat. Thank you, Fabian, so much. I think it's a second one already, and it's I think like Fabian was here already multiple times and did it in the past before. Thank you so much, Fabian. It's really awesome, man, that you're doing this. I know that people are very fast to claim those games and so on, but this was really great. I'm just like, whoever claims it, just please tell us on chat what it actually was, because there was like a bunch of different titles that people were able to claim before, so I would be actually really really curious. Santa Fabian for Children's Day. Yep, that's actually a good point. Yeah, it's a Children's Day, each of us is a child in its own way.
Where are you going? Nothing to see back here. Let it lie.
You can see actually here like how background scenes are set up in a way that they're slowly introducing you to the atmosphere, right? And there's so much more of them when you're like moving through this location. I just love, how the mocks, how the Lizzie's bar looks like when you're like slowly moving through it, and there's like more and more, scenes like that introduce you to it. Okay, let's kick it off, Kaitek.
Yeah, actually, I really like this scene.
Stop
Can talk
telling
about
every
it a little
joytoy
bit.
you meet to come here. The hell I'm supposed to do with them all? You so concerned about strays? Go take care of your guest.
Suze, we're not done here.
Oh yeah, we fucking are.
Okay, Susie Q looks like a taller fucking badass with the spikes on
great
her
character.
arms and so on. I remember like when Sarah working with our character at Team got this appearance for her, I was like, Jesus, she looks like a murdering machine.
Yeah, actually, this was like this opening of the scene was perfect example of what I was talking about previously. So, like as you could see, like there was no restriction for you as a player. You could have just entered the room and just stand here and look on the scene from completely different angle, and that's what we have to have in mind while working on scenes. That we want to limit you to get the proper information, but still we want to make to give you this freedom to act out as you would like to. So here, for example, when I saw them arguing, I instantly stopped because that would be my reaction, that I wouldn't like to interfere somebody in the conversation. But maybe you'd like to walk inside like more bravely, and then like Susie reacted, said like, yeah, there's somebody who wants to talk to you, and she just left. And once you entered, then we can slowly like introduce you more and more to the scene we would like to, and to the topic of the scene that you actually came for.
Yeah, I saw that Fabian just thrown another game on the chat. Thank you, Fabian, so much for all the codes and so on you're giving. Kaitek, so there is Miles who keep on telling us to get the gun. I'm not sure what he means. Kite,
probably you should get the gun, Pavel.
Should I like get the gun? We should maybe like use our nomad line. What do you think?
So
how do you feel?
Yeah, let's do that. I like using 5-pop lines.
Classic dilemma. What comes first? Family or the outside
This is
world?
a club. Nobody cares about your lofty world views.
You guys are.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about as well. Like some cool animations going on, and then Pavel comes, and that's how he's watching scenes. Like,
I was just looking for the gun that everybody talks about, the famous gun, the best. No, you guys are trolling me.
Classic dilemma. What comes first? Family or the
yeah, but
outside
also
world?
here is a cool use of environment to actually make you look at the scene, because like naturally we don't need to force you to be here, because we could have done that. We could have like forced you to just be here locked and look at the scene from this point. But instead of that, we just working with our amazing environment artists. That space is made in a way that it naturally guides you, so you can stand in this proper spot, because there is a light coming from the screens. Like Judy is clearly visible from this space, like from this spot. But also, if you walk here, you also can witness the scene as good as from the other side. So, but basically, those are the two spots. And if you want to invest in story, you would naturally just stand here or there.
Yeah,
and you can proceed with choices from whichever position.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we call it funneling, right? Like we're trying to funnel the player, naturally like guide you in a gentle way with like this invisible hand to stand in a place that we would like you to be. You don't have to, but it's just a suggestion from the game. Hey, if you are there, you can actually see really, you can actually see everything, you know.
Or sink into quicksand.
Yeah, and that is also a big change for us for cinematics comparing to, let's say, Witcher 3. That choice hubs are not there on the screen all the time, but we want you to just come closer to characters. You don't have to look at them, because like V will automatically look at them when talking.
Yeah, exactly.
But we use this small UI and like guidance for you to just we have quest marker. When you come closer, there is like action icon which will show you what will you do. So basically here we can see that I can talk to this person, and then when I come closer, there is only lines that I can actually tell.
Listen, have you seen Evelyn? Need to talk to her. It's important.
Yeah.
Why? So you can make her your scapegoat for your train wreck of a heist.
Yeah, you can see that Judy is like angry at us, right? At this point, right? She doesn't know what happened because she's literally concerned about her friend, right? About
V, get it together.
Evelyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically, like, she's a constantly busy person. Like, when we first met her, she was also, like, not really open for us. She wasn't really happy that Evelyn brought us here.
Yeah.
And now still she's, like, running into, like, doesn't want to talk to us, so she's focusing on work, etc. Now we got her attention, so she leaned back and actually looked at us. So it's also a way for us to show you that, like, you're proceeding properly with the conversation, that this character wants you to talk to her.
Yeah, exactly. I see that the Fabian dropped another code for free game from GOG. It's a bonus round, as Fabian calls it. Thank you so much, Fabian, for doing this. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you actually coming over for the stream. There is actually a question, how does a quest designer position differ from a writer's position? Writers are responsible for creating an outline of a story. You can call it like a short brief, I would say. And then we, as a quest designers, we actually design quests in a very specific way, very detailed, with all the plot points and so on. So we very much cooperate. Like, I like to bring up sometimes the Bloody Baron storyline from The Witcher 3, because I remember that was the one that I had the pleasure to work on. And I remember the brief that I've been given by a writer. In that case, it was Marcin Blacha. The brief was Geralt gets to meet Baron, who met Ciri before, and he has some information about it, and he gives Geralt a task to kill a monster in exchange for information. That was pretty much the brief that I've been given initially. And then I wrote the story that you kind of know right now. And of course, you know, I've been cooperating on that with our writer later, Karolina Stachera, the author of the dialogues, joined me, so that when I wrote the initial debug version of the dialogues, you know, then she sat down and actually rewrote all the dialogues and made them amazing and so on. So we very much cooperate, you know. And as a quest designer, what I do after writing a screenplay, after writing a scenario, what I do, I start implementing it, right? I implement the draft. So what you see right now on the screen is pretty much a work with a quest designer, and then cinematic designers comes in when they design the scenes, and then they actually flesh out all the scenes, add all the animations, direct the characters, and so on. So those the work that you are seeing, the story in the game, it's a cooperation of the three departments. Story team starting with an outline, quest designer writing a quest design document, like a scenario, and then cinematic designer designing the scenes, and then each of us really implementing the game together. So this is how it works. So there's actually lots of differences between what quest designer and writer do.
On my table's got the address.
And it's pretty complicated as well.
Give it to her.
Yeah. Okay, let's get, there's this very important object, right? That Evelyn had. Do you guys remember she actually had it during the scene? I was telling you that how our cinematic designers are using props during the scenes. You know, she has been using it during the scene when we met her first time, and now we bring it back here, right? As a very specific object.
It's a token of her presence, and it's really important. And actually, I love this moment now, because Judy doesn't really want to talk to us. She was kinda, you know, blocking us all the time, walking around and, you know, not paying full attention to us. And actually throughout the conversation, she's more and more open. And actually, I like the last bit the most, and we can proceed to that after this exchange.
And I really like what you did, because most players, you can actually run away, right? Because your objective is leave Lizzie's bar. And I saw a lot of people who are actually let's say, used to more hand-holding than Cyberpunk provides. I saw people playing the game and just okay, the dialogue finished, or just run off. While here, if you actually stand and wait and look at her, suddenly it turns out that there's more to say, you can ask more questions, and then when you even leave, she actually stops you in this specific instance.
That's a super cool moment. Actually, you could just, that's the thing I was talking about, you can roleplay this however you want. You can just run away, you don't have to spend time with Judy. But she actually recognizes you leaving the room. She's like, okay, wait, I'd like to talk a little bit more. And you can, you got your information, so you can already leave. But if you choose, you can come back and just answer her question. And this is like this is the moment when she's getting like into some emotional and personal stuff.
Give you a call, okay?
Yeah, there's a question, actually, really interesting one. Did we read any books about philosophy when we were designing the game and so on? Well, actually, like in the team, in the quest design team specifically, there's multiple people that actually graduated from philosophy. Just one of the examples is Patrick Mills. Patrick, you maybe know already. Patrick is the one that designed the Dream On quest among many others. So of course, we did actually, like quite a lot. Each of us have like completely different background, though in a quest team. We have like some psychologists, we have philosophers, we have archaeologists. So really, people coming from so many different backgrounds.
I have the gun, Pavel.
Oh, you have the gun.
It.
Excellent,
yeah.
excellent.
Okay.
Just go for it. Yeah, just go for it, man.
I cannot.
You cannot because I think you're still in Lizzie's, and here the
okay, I cannot do that
here the restriction is applied. But you will be able to do it. Just
we'll
after
do that.
Leaving, right?
Gun looks good.
Miles wrote that Kaitek is the champ. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kaitek is the champ.
Just give me that juicy tips, Miles, because like I wouldn't take it if it wasn't for you.
Oh God. Oh, I like that actually. That part. You know.
Yeah.
Club's closed.
Yeah, you can actually talk to Susie once again.
Yeah. It's actually like that's one of the things, that so many people like miss, just playing like super fast and running through the game and not exploring everything. So it's just really awesome. And by the way, it just I really like how Judy Susie Q looks like. It's insane.
Yeah. How's this any of your business?
Just this pink spikes combined with other pieces of her cyberware.
Your high horse is waiting.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, actually, this whole quest beat like gives you a lot of freedom in how much of information about characters you will get. That's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Know what happened to Evelyn Parker?
Why are you asking me?
Yeah, you love Susie.
About her already.
Wait, who is it? It's Susie Q.
Might know something more.
Evelyn jumped the Mox ship a long time ago. And anyone not a Mox is not my damn problem.
Her face gear reads like she's not going to be trifled with. Yeah, exactly. It's a good point, just that when you're like adding cyberware and even like cosmetic, so something that's supposed to make the character look better. But look at her augmented jaw, and the fact that she's like it's strengthened and so on. It exactly communicates this kind of a feeling of like, okay, you won't mess around with her.
That's ancient history. And like all history, it was pretty damn bloody.
What was it? Something about a riot? Joy girl murdered by a tiger claw?
Not the first, just the one that tipped the scales. Folk went ballistic. Streets overflowed with raised fists.
Yeah, boss fight vibes.
Pimps,
yeah, exactly.
Outcasts,
yeah. I would be afraid to fight her.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Susie.
Okay.
Forget Evelyn.
I guess that's the Rita, right? Like she has like her own, she has her own like fun club, right? Right now.
Yeah, like both her and Susie look great, like really great character models.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's referring to Judy's work.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a comment from Palpatino saying like, sorry, Kaitek, I need to scroll the chat. Sorry for taking over. But Palpatino wrote, I was surprised to see what how certain same conversations with Johnny can take place in two different places depending on playthrough life path or how you finish quests. Interesting. Yep, exactly. Like, Mr. Hands. The elusive Mr. Hands. Exactly. Yeah.
So what do we do?
What do we do, Kaitek? It's a really good question, actually. I think we should move on with a. Okay, you wanna do it? Yeah. Okay, why not? Why not?
Would you look
the
at
odd
that?
graffiti.
You see it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either gone completely whacked or I'm having a mystical moment.
Yeah.
What's that chick's name? The one with the hair?
Misty?
Oh, I'm on the
Probably
road.
a neuron misfire for Victor to check out.
I think you can stand.
Maybe
They
ask
won't
him.
drive over you, hopefully. Yeah, it's a really cool element, actually. You know, gathering different tarot cards and different like graffitis and so on all around the world and so on. So
I love the design.
yeah. Full on a hill, exactly.
Oh, wow.
No,
I didn't want to hurt anybody.
Kaitek, please,
Sorry.
please don't do this. Please don't do this.
Okay. That's the first time I'm the one driving.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
today's stream,
So you can slowly like drive. Just
buckle up.
yeah, exactly. Just drive slowly to the place, and I'll look actually at the questions because there's much more. There is a question from Avalanche of Spinach. Interesting. Avalanche of Spinach redeemed points for Gamedev career advice. So, Kaitek, would you like to take this, or maybe this time I should?
I feel like I'm, running out of ideas. I have to think a little bit about it. So maybe
no
you
worries.
can
I can
will
take over.
focus on driving because it's like
Yeah, absolutely. So. Kaitek was actually before mentioning like a really interesting point, and that point was that you as players right now you have access to so much more tools than we ever had in the past. And when I was starting, there was like literally, I think here to the right, Kaitek, there was nothing really that you could use to actually educate yourself on game dev in general. And for instance, right now you have a free channel that is like GDC Vault, and on GDC Vault they regularly publish excellent talks from really like stars and so many important characters. Oh, Takemura's calling us already.
Can you talk? It is important.
Ooh.
What's important?
I may have found a solution to the problem we share.
Okay, he has found a solution.
Established the contact with an old friend from Alaska.
Okay.
He's here in Night City now. He's well connected to certain influential people.
Huh. Okay. So that's going to help us in some way.
Old friend, well connected to the influential. Why so mysterious? Get to the point.
Yeah, tell us, Takemura, what you have in mind.
Explore options. Knock on many doors.
Okay.
There will be a meeting.
There are people screaming, Brandon!
You will tell him what you told me. The truth of events at Konpeki Plaza. I have little hope that he will be convinced. But it will be a start.
Let's wait. Let's finish the conversation, Kaitek, with Takemura, and maybe we can actually start, Brandon. I think it's on another side of the staircase.
Sure about this guy?
It looks awesome. Yeah, I agree.
Many times we have had the
I'd love to
opportunity
look up.
to kill one another. Yes, I trust him.
Fine. Where's the meet and when?
Japantown, after sunset. I am sending you the precise location.
Okay, cool.
I'll see you there.
So we have a date with Takemura, guys. That's nice. Yeah. Following up my game dev advice. So what I would actually advise you to do is look at the resources that are already available to you, like for instance GDC Talks. This is an amazing place to look at, and honestly, like me, I'm already in the game dev for some years, and I still watch it all the time because I just like I just enjoy learning new stuff, of course, but it's also like important, to just keep developing, keep on learning from actually people that are better than us, that have more knowledge, that worked on the different games and so on. So I think this is really really awesome to do, so try to use the free resources that you already have, and the same goes for actually like Unreal or Unity if you'd want to like learn that engines. So many of them have excellent tutorials already available in the internet for absolutely no payment, right? They're available for free. You just like watch it on YouTube and you can play with it and learn it, right? And you can start doing this. Like this is something that me and Kaitek, we never really had when we were starting. And right now you have access to it, so use that. Because the only thing that you really need is enough determination to stick to, let's say, the engine that you want to learn and follow that up and listen to all the talks and so on, and apply it and try to build something, anything really, just as a very tiny functional game. You know, I don't know, try to build a whack-a-mole. Do you know the whack-a-mole? The game when you have like a hammer and you hit like moles that are like appearing, you know, from the holes and stuff? Try to learn this and see basically what you can do, what you can do in the engine that you're learning. Try to like rebuild that game. It will give you so much knowledge. And I think this is the best advice I can give you. Like, at this point, reach out to the free resources that you have access to and start using them and start learning.
Yeah. Pavel, I think we are getting into like close to the most difficult choice in the game.
Oh, are we? Okay, let me just. I'll just.
Yeah, you can take over.
No worries. I'll just take over this. Wow, there's so many. There's so many people waiting for a game dev career advice.
Well, I will think of some.
Yeah.
There's a queue of questions.
Yeah. Oh, there's one person that also redeemed behind the scenes story. Yeah, I think we'll talk about something. There's a storytelling trick. Okay, we'll get to those questions in a moment because there's really the there is yes, as Skytech said, you know, we should basically move on. So let's wait for the evening as they told us, right? And I guess Skytech will just do the difficult choice at the moment when it comes up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right now it's me playing. Oh, you guys are sad about Brendan? Don't worry. We'll play Brendan too. We can do it maybe after we are done with Clouds. I think that's fine. Be okay. Okay, let's go. So let's see. Okay, some glitch. Okay, we are getting scanned.
What you're looking for. Would you care to jack into the terminal?
Yeah. So this element is something that I really like so much, because this element is a moment when we are actually like using our UI to tell the story and so on. But let's start first. Ask receptionist actually about
Looking
Evelyn
for an
Parker.
Evelyn Parker. She work here?
Give me a moment.
She looks great. Like this location looks great.
Yeah, exactly.
Evelyn's not available at this time.
Need to see her. It's
Okay.
important.
The algorithm knows best. Trust me, it will
Her
choose
design
a
is
doll that
insane,
will
so beautiful.
thrill you.
Yeah,
Our
exactly.
dolls can change their hair and eye color in real time to look just as you wish.
Okay. I just want to talk to her. Let's try this.
Want to talk to her. That's all.
Please, no need for concern. Your doll will talk to you about anything you wish. Jack in, please.
I'm sorry. Did she finally say anything useful?
God, Johnny being an asshole.
The menu. Let's
Just-
ditch this waitress and take our special order to the chef.
And you can see how the scene is staged, right? In a way that I actually, as a player, I always see basically what's going on there. You know, and most people would probably stand here, so see him nicely, but if I stand here, it also works. So this is really cool. Okay, let's just ask Johnny what he meant.
Meaning?
Meaning you go in as a customer, keep a low profile. They want to keep their cards close, fine. We'll play our own game.
There's a question, is Cloud's Altered Carbon reference? I don't think so. I actually don't think so. Like, of course, you know, we all know Altered Carbon. We watched it, like, this is one of the books that I really liked. I read it a long time ago, actually all three of them from Richard Morgan. But I don't think it has been like a direct influence for the specific locations.
How could you possibly know what?
And you can
but
see
the
what happened.
whole-
I picked it, and it just
Clouds
turned to
always
her.
knows.
Yes, Skytech?
Your deepest desire.
Yeah, the whole concept of dolls
Find
is
it.
super interesting.
You'll have your
Actually,
needs
I didn't work on this quest line, but
much more.
I really
Less
like
is
it.
not a word we use
Yeah,
around here.
Miles actually pointed out on the chat that visually, Altered Carbon has been a reference in a way.
Jack
It's
in.
it's heavily inspired by an Altered Carbon location that pops up in just one brief scene of the series. Yeah. But thematically, of course, it's different, exactly. So Miles, of course, has a background in art, you know, because he's our senior level designer, so he's able to tell us way more things
in,
regarding
please.
that specific topic. Exactly. Oh, and the dolls concept, yeah, exactly. Repek very well pointed out that if you want to read more about it, there is the Burning Chrome by William Gibson. I suspect that many of you actually know this one.
So how's this all work?
An algorithm pilots the doll's motor functions. It takes your profile data and transforms into experiences in real time.
Oh, and Miles also worked on this particular location.
Yes,
Here you go.
congrats, Miles. It's super cool. Really great.
So there'll be no trace of the meeting.
Well, I could say yes, but that would strip it of mystery and suspense, wouldn't it? Once you're in there, you set the stakes.
You're saying it's not dangerous, but there's some risk involved.
So as you're seeing, like, we as designers in this point, we are slowly trying to explain to you basically what's the concept behind the dolls, how do they function and so on, because this is actually important for our character, and don't want to spoil anything for the story for those who didn't play, but this is important for the character that we are like tracking, and that's why we wanted to, that's why we have this moment here in the story for you as a player to slowly get to know that concept in Cyberpunk world, what dolls are. Okay, Kaitek, so what we are jacking in, right?
Let's do that.
Let's do this.
This will be a live session, so
And here you can see like how character moved, and we actually like made your camera during this short transition. We actually framed your camera in a way that you'll look at the scene like in a way we would like you to. But after that, you can surely just look around.
Yeah.
Now for your safe word.
Okay.
Safe word. Which one do you choose? It's all kind of, you know, like if I've been to this place and she was telling me that there will be somebody who will read my mind and I need a safe word, I would be like,
yeah,
I'm not sure about this.
Let's go with samurai. Okay.
Samurai.
And saved. Now bear with me a moment.
Okay.
Personal profile.
Yeah, I really like the UI here, by the way. Like our UI designers like did amazing job here, you know, and just like this moment when you see like the you know the UI going like, okay, matching, like, you know, trying to find. Okay, so we have Angel and Skye.
2 matches. Interesting.
Is that normal or?
Who can say what is normal?
That upside down heart and arrow, that's 100% something rude.
Unique.
Nah, it's not. It's definitely an accident
So who will it
that
be?
looks like this.
Angel or Skye?
Okay, guys.
And
so
that's
I think
the most difficult choice in the game.
Exactly. I think that there is an interesting thing. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to ask you basically on the chat. Tell us who would you prefer.
There's lots of skies, some angels.
Yeah, but actually we'll do it even more. So basically, you guys have a minute to vote, you know, for a poll.
Oh, there's a poll.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the new trick that I learned. So guys, just show me basically in the poll, because like I would be like checking at the chat, of course, you know, there, you know, what is the result?
Who is who again?
Exactly. I don't know. I don't remember who's who. So let's just. Don't worry. I'm just like looking basically at the results, right? So this shows us the poll. So let's see basically what is the choice that we'll be going with right now. Yeah, we're almost at the time, guys. So tell us.
So many good memes about this moment. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, Skye is the lead. Okay, cool. Okay, I think, you know, guys, you can see it at the on the chat that basically the poll has ended and the Skye is the one that won.
I hoped for Angel, but
so let's
okay.
Exactly.
I couldn't have chosen better myself. Now
Yeah, but as somebody's commenting like, yeah, like the moment people realize they choose wrong, that's really funny.
Yeah. I remember these videos that people like accidentally had sex with dudes in the game. I was like, it was so funny to me. Like when there was this, I think there was this Korean streamer or player when he approached, he approached the one of my male joy toys that I implemented, and he talked to him, and he just literally like agreed to go with it and like paid, and then he was shocked for what's happening. I have to say, guys, that I had like a lot of satisfaction. Like I was literally laughing my ass off when I saw that video. Seriously, that was so hilarious.
Don't worry, all your
abort. Yeah, people were like tweeting like, I accidentally had sex with dudes in Cyberpunk, or like I accidentally keep on having sex with dudes. So, okay. Kaitek, so let's. I think that's the best for you to play. Let's go, because this is a cinematic heavy sequence.
Yeah, actually, it was worked, but like it was done by Andrzej Stopa from our side, one of our senior cinematic designers, and I love what was done here. Actually, yeah, that's the moment where lots of streamers get like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah. It's really interesting, because when we were like designing all that sequence, we were actually asking ourselves, okay, what is something in Cyberpunk 2077 that somebody would be paying dolls for, right?
Talk to me.
Because is it sex? Is it really sex? Is it really just sex? And we were just asking ourselves all the time this question, like, would it just make sense to just like, have dolls as just like kind of a joy toys, right? And nothing else?
Hey. Talk to me.
And
actually,
that's why
also,
this whole exchange is so specific.
Yeah, and the fact that she like calls you by your name, not only by V, that's the like really interesting moment.
V. Just V. Only people who know me real well can use my real name.
Yeah.
Okay then. V.
That's when you learn it also.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, looks like this will be interesting.
And there's a comment. This shows me how sad this society is. Exactly. That was our objective. Very well spotted and described. Like when we were planning this, we were thinking like, okay, what is so rare in the Cyberpunk world that people would actually go to the dollhouse to pay for? What is so rare, so unusual?
How'd you know?
And after this whole setup in reception, you would think it's gonna be some like kinky, strange stuff.
Yeah.
But then you go inside and there is that person talking about your like emotions and your like problems. So yeah, I find it really cool as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like on some streams before, I was talking to you guys about something that we call a interpretation hypothesis. As a player, you walk into the clouds and what happens? First thing that you basically everything tells you, okay, it's just a exclusive brothel or something of sort. And we are playing here with your expectations a lot because we want to surprise you as a player, but also tell you the story about the world.
I'm here to fulfill your deepest, most hidden desire.
Yeah.
That's it. Like my deepest hidden desire, right? And then you start asking yourself, okay, so like what's really like deepest desire from V?
Looking for someone named Evelyn Parker.
Why?
Used to work here. Know her? Know where she is?
You need answers. That's clear. Just not the ones you think you need.
Asked you a simple question.
Evelyn Parker. Not the most important thing you're looking for, is she?
Your deepest desire is DLC. Is that something we are getting, Pavel? Well, I mean, we have shown you guys on the roadmap that the DLC is coming. So, you know, I guess this deepest desire is going to be answered or fulfilled in a way. The garage DLC, no. Garage.
Like the Nomad Garage?
Yeah, just in the garage. I think it's a reference to me playing in the State 2.
I loved your first stream. Like actually, that was my tempo. Like now, I think we are rushing.
Just answer my question. Tell me where Evelyn is.
Yeah, and coming back to scene, I love how slowly it gets more and more intimate, like how close you get to this character. There's like almost nothing to distract you, like there's only like some background and the character in the front, and
But I know
she's
you'll find her.
talking gently, slowly to you, and like you get more and more intimate talking about your problems and your inner perspective. That's really, really, really cool.
I think you know me well. Okay? Tell me what I'm so afraid of.
It's something you don't talk about.
Everybody's entitled to secrets. Got my own with good reason, too.
Say it. Say it out loud. Not for me, but for yourself.
Somebody like wrote in the chat just a moment ago that basically what they offer here is a form of therapy, and it's an interesting point. I think it is.
And any further thoughts?
Yeah.
Had a true friend once.
Like you just want somebody
Soon
to
I'll
talk
be
to,
gone,
right?
too.
To get close to.
Won't have anyone by my side.
Yeah.
Everything you need, you already carry inside you.
Yeah.
You're scared because you've given up on your dreams. What happened to becoming the best in all of Night City?
Yeah, this is so cool. You know, and that's the thing. Is just like I remember, like when we were discussing the scene, this like design, because yet even before we reached the scene on the level of the quest design, we're like constantly discussing. Okay, what is actually so rare that the dolls can give you here, and it's basically being close
Pretty slim, though.
to another
Want the
person,
world to know
and just intimacy,
here.
like a real intimacy, emotions, is something that
Instead
you
of a
can
dream,
actually get.
living a nightmare. You're
And in a way,
afraid
when you
of
like
being erased.
invest your intelligence into it, you start like thinking about that, you just understand
Or
how
is it just
shocking
the
it is
fear of
in a way
becoming
that this is
someone
something
else?
that people pay for
Different.
really to get it, because this world is like stripped off everything.
Yeah, we slowly allow you to just get deep into that, and I really like the trick here with the safe word, because like that is not something that you have to feel comfortable with, like talking about your fears and your like emotions, etc. And like the fact that you can always leave is also something like that gives you that safety. Like I know that I can just get out of it if I will go too far, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Death is death.
And
is death.
like from our side, from cinematics, like that's also what we did. That the farther you get, the more intimate it goes. The camera narrows, the depth of field gets more shallow. Like you see, it's blurred out in the background, and you can see like your body laid on the bed as well.
What I've been through, tough to move on from that. Death was something that happened to other people. Hell that I dealt to others. Now my number will be up.
There is a comment.
Wasn't
It's
enough
good
I
that we
died
made
once.
5.1
Let's
sound
go and do it
working in
again.
Cyberpunk.
Death's
Yeah,
absurdity.
it's a work of our
Futile
it's a work of our audio
These
team
terrify
who has been actually really focused on making this work.
So
It's
I know.
interesting because we actually have right now Eskil on the chat. He is our audio quality assurance. He's helping out actually our audio designers. And he says there's more. We have even 11.1. Yeah.
From anything in your life.
I love this moment when she starts whispering.
You go through Night City knowing a stray bullet could end you while hailing a cab. But that's never stopped you from taking action. Going where you need
Yeah, somebody noticed trailer lines. Yeah, we have one amazing trailer using this conversation.
Yeah. Exactly. I remember that
How do
one.
I keep up with everything that's changing?
You have been keeping up.
And you can see how like there's interaction to touch her, and you can see how delicate it is, how gentle it is. It's not like not a grab. It's like gentle touch of hands. Like that's something that V needs at this point. Especially after what happened during the heist, etc. Like
If you gotta kill. If you gotta burn it all to the ground, then let it burn.
Thanks for all this. Jeez. Don't even feel like getting up.
Few do. But everything has its end.
Okay.
Samurai.
It was a really cool experience, you know.
What's going on? Goddamn
Yeah.
thing.
I also like this moment when she like the doll wakes up, because like now you can see that she didn't even talk these words, like she don't remember that. She doesn't remember that.
What happened? I do something wrong?
And her whole place, like it was so cool and magical a moment ago, and now it's like, you know,
completely
all
bare.
gray and like.
Yeah,
nothing
exactly.
interesting.
And you can see you can see basically that the whole situation, right? It was like created by the sound, of course, you know, by the looks of the room and so on. The moment exactly when Kajetan used the safe word, like everything was stripped off, right? And we're just back to like a bare, cold, kind of a raw reality, right? Everything is like gray and so on. There was a question: are the walls the huge giant screen? The walls are not the screen. It was basically like an AR version, right? Like just on top of basically what you were what we were seeing. And yeah, it's exactly how the magic is like dissolved, you know, in that moment.
And here you can also see some interesting acting choices, because she was all open and inviting from the start of the scene, and she was like gently like pushing you to the bed and to get involved in that situation, but she was doing it in a way that it was really inviting and like gentle, as I said. And now when she woke up, she like instantly turned back from you, because for her it's also a difficult moment. Like her client used safeword. It's not something she was aiming for. Like exactly. And she's shocked, like what happened, like as she asked, like did I do something wrong? And that's not exactly what she did. Like she didn't do anything wrong. I just have another goal in this scene. I need to find Evelyn. But for her as a worker in the dollhouse, it's like a strange situation, and you can tell by body language that something changed.
Yeah, it's a really great insight, Kajetan, what you're giving us right now. It's awesome to have you here and discuss this.
Refreshing.
There's a question. There's a question regarding like going back to PlayStation Store, guys. As I mentioned like multiple times in the past, like here we won't be really discussing about like things that will happen next. Like always, I'm sending you back to our roadmap where you can see basically what are our plans for this year. And this is as much as I can tell you right now. Right, I can assure you that we are working on the game.
I would like to. Bring up one comment from Michał Brzeźniak, actually, that the level of intimacy is only achievable in like when character is talking to you, not like you observe it as a viewer only. And actually, I think this scene is like one of the show. It's a show of the strength of our, let's say, first-person perspective design of scenes, because like actually it was me doing those scenes. Like this character was talking directly to me, like looking in my eyes, and I could actually feel that I'm laying on the bed and talking about my problems. And I love those moments, and I think that's the strength of what we achieved here.
Evelyn Parker, what do you know about her?
Okay, let's talk about Evelyn now.
Everyone's got their own booths, their own problems, their own little bubbles. It's a fragile ecosystem. People like you barge in, violate it, try to rearrange. No.
It's interesting for me, like listening to her being so wise when she was talking to me about my problems, and now she's completely different person. She even talks differently, and exactly. It gives you this question, like whose thoughts were it actually? Were those my thoughts? And actually I know all that stuff but I didn't realize it yet, or like it's kind of mix of consciousness, me and Johnny, etc. Like I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wow, which option do we choose, Paweł?
You're good looking, it'd be shame to lose that.
No, it's not my
it's not your style. So
I don't feel like
style.
I don't know if paying her is my style as well. I don't know if we have money, Paweł.
We do. Don't worry.
Okay. No, but maybe we will ask for her help. She may empathize with us.
Not? Okay.
You gotta help me, please. I'm no threat, but she could be in trouble. Just want to talk to her, find out if she's okay.
In case you haven't noticed, doll work's not the most secure job in the world. One day you're in, the next you're out.
And as you can see, like throughout this whole interaction from very beginning till this point, we are slowly, as a designers, introducing you into the concept of dolls. We're basically telling you, how it actually works, who those people are, and so on. And that's why it's interesting always, because we as a designer were always trying to make it intertwined, add that element of lore to everything so that you can start to learn how this world works.
A customer attacked her?
Oh.
I guess. I don't know. Real mess that was. Security barged in, handled it. Things went silent. You don't go around asking questions here. Better off not seeing, not hearing. Keeping your head down.
Where did it happen?
Her booth. Told you. She was with a client.
Can I just stand there or tell me a number?
11.
Okay.
Is booth occupied now?
Nah. I think it's been out of order since,
Need to get inside that booth somehow.
Yeah? And do what?
None of your biz. Can you open it or not?
Sure. Just don't bother me again. Ever. Talk to Tom.
Okay, we know what to do, I guess, that we need to discuss the matters with Tom, to move forward. There is a cool question, there's a cool comment, though. It reminds me of the quest with Vitold in Witcher 3 House of Stone. When the characters
together on that.
Yeah, when the characters sounded totally different in regards of who was actually talking. It must be really hard for actor. It's actually so funny because it was exactly as Kaitek said, like it was me and Kaitek who did that quest together. The wedding in the Hearts of Stone. It's always like a really interesting challenge, when you tell the actor that, okay, you are, let's say, you are playing here a certain character, but you have to play differently now. And you're just using the same voice actor, but just with a small flair of a change, to make it like, feel differently, and so on. So it's always a really interesting thing. Okay, you have
told us to go. Yeah, she told us to go to booth 11.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Okay. It seems that there's
fresh, not too much.
Done it or not?
Put it to a wound rather than a kill.
Yeah, I think you can look around like at the bed, at the floor and so on, and those devices, if you want to. Oh, okay.
See that?
See what? Nothing there.
Exactly. Should be a port right there for the doll to jack into.
Yeah.
They rip it out.
Wonder why.
So you can see here, that we're slowly starting to build this mystery, as you uncover it, you find out about one thing that gives you information, and it sort of pushes you towards like something else and so on. Yeah, and here you can, okay.
Also, Johnny got interested in the end of what happened. Whoa.
Oh, and you can see that actually something is happening to her, right?
Well, client wasn't the one who flew off the handle. Something bit her in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see it wasn't like exactly, it wasn't exactly as we were told before, right? Like there's just this whole thing is all over the place.
Yeah.
Right. What's happening really? And just the client was, well, I mean, he was just, I guess, kissing, licking her foot. That was as much as he did. And then there's something going on with her, right?
Can't rule it out. Missing port's still gnawing at my mind, though. Sounds crazy, but she could have been remotely hacked. And that runner?
Weird.
Yeah. So you can see, guys, that suddenly, we find out, okay, maybe she was like hacked or something, when if she was actually acting like this. Kaitek, maybe you can like save the game, I guess, now, because we should try to. Okay, so I'll just take over. Let's save the game because we'll be getting into the, well, at least trying to get into the area. There is a question, actually, I think, Kaitek, maybe more to you. Was this scene inspired by the movie Possession? Do you know it?
Actually, I don't know it. I wasn't working on the scene personally. I was just like helping out with it to make it like all shiny and good looking as it does. But like I wasn't in the process of inventing it, so I cannot tell actually. Sorry for that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure to myself. I'm curious if I pass, if that would be okay.
But it would be much better real. I would eat those thighs.
What do you mean real? She's all ones and zeros.
Do you mean I can ask her to do anything? Literally anything?
Some interesting chat.
Just gotta be programmed.
As establishments fuck sideways go. This one takes.
I remember when one Polish reviewer wrote that game has a stronger plot than the Bloody Baron. I guess he meant it. Huh? I mean, I'm glad that was the reception. You know, we really did our best.
You're not authorized to access the VIP area.
Here you can see like somebody actually getting worked up about the situation.
No, dog. I'm taking it up with you here now. You got any idea who I am?
Okay. Who are you, bro? Okay, you're just a customer, as it seems.
A problem? This conch don't understand that I've got a right to be in there. From what I can see, your VIP membership has been revoked. Say what now?
So as you can see, as a designers, we're like throwing you more ways, you know, to more ways and things and hints, you know, how to actually can get there. Okay. You know.
Yeah, but I really like the fact that you can just, you know, walk into different place and like don't care about the scene at all. I like this freedom.
Yeah. So it seems this guy actually came over from the VIP area, right? So maybe we can actually get the.
Second floor is for VIP customers only.
Okay, thanks, bro, for the hint. Let's actually go after that guy, because I think we could maybe stealth kill bathroom. Yeah, exactly. This is what I was feeling like. Okay. Oof. Okay, let's take him down non-lethally.
Good choice.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first stealth playthrough, guys, that we are doing, right? Because normally, like when we are doing any stealth playthrough, every time it turned out that we were just starting a shootout. So,
yeah, I'm waiting for you to throw some grenades.
No. I already have the card. That's all good. Now let's move on. Okay. What we can do here? Okay. Oh, I can actually.
Oh, you're strong.
Yeah, I was actually quite strong.
Yeah, I think you can enter this way.
Yeah, I can. Can definitely. Like, I think Miles is with us, who did actually a lot of work in this whole sequence and so on, in this whole path. Can I actually take him down? Yeah, just let's try to be quiet. Okay, that's cool. You know, I'm not sure if Miles is still with us, but I will do my best to actually play it in a stealthy way. Oh yes, Miles is with us. I'll just play you know, in a stealth way as much as I.
But maybe you can equip your new gun, just, you know, if something doesn't go as planned.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping my fingers crossed for the stealth path for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just like play like a real player, you know, who always just.
That's how I play.
You get the keycard that allows you to go up official road into the club. Okay, cool. I could actually do that.
We have yeah, but we can stealth as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think can I get there? Okay. Let's see. Drink. There's a Revolver Ocelota wrote, "It's a pity that Cyberpunk is relatively quiet so long. 6 months after the premiere of Witcher 3, there was already a big expansion." Well, I mean, you know, I can assure you that we are working, you know, and there's still like plenty of things to do, you know, for the game. And we have, I think, released 8 patches right now, so far. for Cyberpunk. So, you know, I understand that in your perception it's not the same as expansion and so on, obviously, and it's not. But it's not that we have not been doing anything. Okay then.
You better keep this short and sweet. 2 brainwashed sex zombies in a single day is too much, even for me.
Okay, cool. Let's try to get there. Okay, we have got to the Tom. So far, at least, without alarming everybody. Oh, sorry, I skipped while I wanted to actually approach him. Do you want to play that scene, Kaitek?
Sorry, no idea what I'm supposed to do. You sure your VIP card?
Relax. You don't need any data, don't need any deeds. I'm not a customer. Here to talk. To use.
I love his outfit.
Not to be with a doll. Tom, is
Yeah,
that
it's
it?
like sport and a legend at once.
Yeah, exactly. Just the interesting combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roma Alpha Holmes wrote, give them time, folks.
Need
You
to
want
get in
great
touch with
DLCs and
Evelyn
expansions.
Parker.
The more
It's
time they
important.
have, the better they can be. Well, I mean, I guess it's a universal truth, really, for all the, you know, game devs in general
say she's
working
not
for
here?
their stuff. It's
Had
just
an accident.
like, you know,
Needed to go
if
to
we
a
could
special
have
clinic in
released
Osaka.
something very
Or
fast,
Oslo.
we could have done it,
I think
right?
it was
Like, it
Oslo.
means that it
Or a
just
new
we are
faceplate.
just working on it, you know. So
Osaka or Oslo? Which was it?
Oslo. Yeah, definitely Oslo.
okay. Mm-hmm.
That accident involved a client, did it?
Okay.
Found blood in her booth.
Yeah, this is actually cool because this is a variant of that conversation. I think that plays out only if you did that.
And everyone's cool with that.
We get new implants, recovery leave, and, well, sometimes even a payout.
Sometimes
Now that I
even a
think about
payout.
It is
Okay.
weird you went away so far.
Solid job.
Yeah, exactly. Like a solid
Tell you
job.
yourself she was skipping town?
Nah, just didn't show up for work. Wasn't picking up either, so I asked Woodman what was up.
There's a question. I know it might be a personal question, but how your co-host is having this magnificent beard? I guess it's a
Oh,
question
wow.
to you, Kaitek. How do you keep your magnificent beard?
Like, okay, thanks for that. You know, like I was born this way. Yeah, like you know, you
Exactly.
have to take care of it, but it's not like you can add it. Like it's not Cyberpunk yet. You cannot make it like artificially.
Where
Okay.
can I find this Woodman?
But thanks for that. Like
Probably got
that's
his feet
pretty
up in the back.
pretty pleasant to hear.
Except it's off
Yeah.
limits to customers.
Woodman.
Born with the
Who is
beard.
he?
Mr. Forrest. But everybody
Diga
calls
wrote,
him
but
Yeah, actually-
Kaitek was born with beard already grown.
Yeah, actually,
Mr. Forrest.
when I came to CD
What's his
Projekt, I
thing?
haven't had my
kinda like
beard
our
yet.
caretaker.
Yeah.
I think I was too young. Yeah, but then during Witcher, I think it started, like, I started to keep it, and yeah, I have it, like, for a long time already. So now I think if I shaved it, like, nobody would recognize me at work, so I probably won't.
That's what they should be replacing.
Okay. So, okay, I'll take over now, Kaitek, and
Yeah,
let's go to the Woodman's office, right?
Sure.
Let us just save after this situation, and we'll see basically what happens. There's a question: have I read any Cyberpunk fanfiction? I actually do check very often, you know, things that are posted, especially on like low sodium and high sodium Reddits. Jesus, okay, I think we need to pass through there. I'm not really sure if I can just pass. Can I?
You have the card?
Yeah, I
so
get the
maybe-
card, so
yeah.
maybe I can actually do this? Huh. Okay.
It's always this dead. Thought I heard
So I
a
actually
company
like
roll
read
by.
quite a bit, you know.
That for you.
Yeah, Aria says
for
safe, exactly. That's a good point, you know.
Just right. What can I get you?
Okay, I mean, I guess, are
Got a
we
house
interested what he
special?
has?
I'll take it.
What do you mean exactly?
Top shelf. Looking to put the edge on, not take it off.
Okay, cool.
It depends what you like.
Go with your gut. Surprise me.
Okay, that's basically an introductory scene for a shopkeeper. Okay, then I think we don't have to do any shopping right now, at least unless he has grenades, right, guys? That would be something that we would want. Grenades.
Yeah,
okay,
prepare
let's
some
just
grenades for sure.
just look
That's
at
the
it.
whole point. They're not supposed to remember. Not a smidge.
Okay. Miles, how are you doing? How are we doing with the stealth path so far? You know, can you call it still a stealth path when we have the card, access card? I hope so. Hope you're proud of us with Kajetan.
Yeah, you're stealing all booze from the tables. I'm not sure if that's super stealth.
I'm stealing all the booze. Okay. Miles wrote that he's impressed. Exactly. Are you guys aware of the Eve Smasher theory? I remember that Miles in the stream mentioned the romance with female Smasher characters. So, but can you find a rare katana in this location? Holy shit!
Oh, Miles!
Miles, you're throwing like and just like oh, that's the Watson Horde Diary. That's the one I read last time. The Foodie Guide. That's the one that we were talking about in the regards of Takemura. Jesus, this guy is big. Holy shit. Ozeki. Okay, cool. Cool, bro. Who is Wizzy Wizzy pretending to be? Oh, interesting. We'll most likely play the quest with Lizzy Wizzy because, as I told you, we are attempting to do 100% playthrough of Cyberpunk. Okay then, guys, let's move on through this location. Let me just save this.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where the katana is, but actually
I don't remember. Like Miles is just probably Miles.
No, he's not messing with us. Like I remember getting this katana once. No, he's always true and caring, so yeah, I think he gives us a good tips actually.
Good tips, okay. Yeah, I mean there's a shelf though where I could actually hack stuff and so on. No. Okay, we came here. Okay then, let's move on.
Oh, Miles wrote it's in the dressing room.
It's in the dressing room. Okay, cool.
We need to find dressing room now, Pavel.
Cool, I'm just like looking around, trying to...
Maybe it's somewhere further, like closer to the location we're heading to.
Okay,
but it's like no entry.
Let's just wait.
Yeah, that was smooth. That was smooth. You should maybe now, like he's away. Like I will try now.
A washing machine has a motor.
Guys, we managed to do it. We've beat the fucking door. How are you guys feeling about this? Okay, let's pass. Okay, what is this? Like this is all the loot from Papa Miles. So let's get it. Let's get it. Miles dropped it all on our path. Okay.
Yeah, we need to find dressing room. No. Okay.
Don't worry.
That was close.
Don't worry. I was just peeking behind the corner. Okay then, let's move on.
Let's move on forward.
Yeah, let's move on. That I'm playing like Roomba, yeah. Exactly like a human daughter. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Hey, bro.
That's not a dressing room.
That's does not really look like a dressing room, but I think I better take down this guy because he may actually see me. Hey, let's do the non-lethal one. Oof. Okay.
But you always take your time making that decision. Like, lethal or not. Yeah,
I'm just like, I'm just like considering all my options, man. Just considering all my options. Anyway, let's look around because we actually have plenty of cool stuff. Oh, I got the gun. Cool. Cool. Okay, there's something here. Okay, that's a schedule. That's a schedule. Actually, this might be interesting. Yeah, let's just jump there. Something spooked them right there. See ya, 2 a.m. They hold every last security man to the club. Ha! Guys, so together with the help of Kajetan, we have managed to uncover this. Schedule changes incident report. Flint and Hugh shift change. Tuesday. Commotion in VIP area. Client's VIP card expired. Wednesday. All currently employed security called it for emergency. And then Tiger Claws reinforcement called. Okay. And then Thursday, fight between two clients, both escorted off premises. Friday, Dolt called security. Client was threatening her. Client escorted off the premises. Problem with payment. Friend paid for client. Client refused to leave club. Escorted off premises. Okay. And then Saturday, Flynn and White shift change. Client lost consciousness at the bar. Okay, recovered by trauma team. Okay, that's interesting. Fight broke
Yeah, it
out
had
at
to
the
be reached.
entrance. Yeah. Payment was rejected. Client was making a scene. Okay. Maybe he was a cinematic designer. Badunts.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh wow!
He was making a scene. Anyway, doll beat up. Client fainted out in the booth. Resuscitated by the doll. Group of 3 clients refused to leave club. Escorted off premises. Okay, so V is pointing out here 2 a.m. They hold every last security man to the club. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Let's leave this.
Right there, see that? 2 a.m. They hauled every last security man to the club. Looks like they called Tiger Claws.
The puns are strong with this one. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks. Okay, let's actually check the computers because this is like one of my favorite things to do, and just like see what are actually the information here. Jesus, they have a lot of screens. Let's save the game and move on with this because we have found the scheduling thing. So let's just check on the computer what we have here. Wow, that's a lot of emails. Okay. Visits 23, joined club in 2077. Okay, VIP, yes. Alinda Joes, okay. Tips and money spent at the bar, negligible. Okay. Deus Ex, Chicana, food.
They collect a lot of data on their clients.
Yeah, he has like a food fetish. Interesting. Owner and sole employee of a Scapdog stand, single, pays for protection to the Valentinos, not directly involved in the gang, witnessed a cyber psycho attack as a teenager, even since then afraid of becoming one himself. Huh, interesting. So we can, like, as you kind of said, they are basically keeping a lot of information about the clients. 82 visits to the club. Jesus.
Tiger Claws Moonlight is peeping Toms. Always got eyes on their dogs.
Huh,
No one goes
as
on
you
these
said.
booths.
Okay.
Then data mine the behavioral chips.
Saw that twist coming a mile away.
Yeah. Interesting. So guys, we just like uncovered that they are harvesting the chips for information. This is really interesting, you know, that they actually do this. And the thing is, the guy did 82 visits. Oh, that's a girl. Sorry, Jennifer Bates. Average time spent in the club 28 minutes. Tips and money spent at the bar negligible. Okay, male but no preference. Dolls, fetishes. S&M likes to dominate. Interesting. Most likely connected to Militech. Manages a second-hand electronics shack. Married, 2 children.
Yeah, that's actually interesting because probably because of that data collection, you get better experience, but also you sell a lot about yourself, right?
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
Strange kind of exchange.
Yeah, but it's like a person who's been like 6 years with them. Okay, here we have a person who's been with them 3 years, right? Not a VIP. Average time spent 92 minutes, so completely on an opposite side of the spectrum. Average tips, okay, but at least some. Those female and Caucasian. Okay, large breasts in fetishes. Interesting. That's a very rare fetish, I have to admit. Okay, truck driver has nomad roots, family settled during infancy, twice divorced, painfully shy. Important, attacked by a doll in unknown circumstances, suffered severe injuries. According to a private investigator hired by Michael Meda, the likelihood that he was the target was slim to none. Monitoring required and compensation due if we want him to give up on the idea of suing the club. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Okay then. Club attacked. Oh wow, that's some interesting report. On Wednesday, in approximately 1:50, a Netrunner attack took place in booth 11. That's the thing that we've been talking about, right? The witness was Thomas Briggs, who was in a session with a doll jacked into the system. Okay. As a result of the attack, he went into shock and presented psychomatic symptoms. It was found that the Netrunner attack induced a psychotic episode in the doll. In anticipation of a possible all-out assault at Clouds, and 6 minutes past 2, all of Cloud security were requested on the premises, and 10 minutes later, Tiger Claws reinforcements were called. Luckily, booth 11 was the Netrunner's sole target. Mr. Briggs received first aid and was transferred to a psychiatric clinic. As of today, Friday, the doll is not suitable for use. Wow. Okay, guys, so we actually kind of find out what happened, right? it's really cool for me, you know, like that you can like as a player find out so much like background information about all those characters and so on, that just gives you like a bit more information as a player, you know, what is actually happening here and so on. Huh,
yeah, and it's not only the PC stuff. Like if you wouldn't read the shard, etc., you wouldn't have the scene with Johnny, and like, yeah, you would get much less of context of the situation.
Yeah, Miles, are we there? Tell me, is it the place? Yeah. Is it the place? Tell me, Miles.
Give us the katana.
Oh, that's a handbag from Evelyn, though.
Could have had more than one.
All her shit's
Oh, that's not the place. Sorry, Pavel.
That's not the place?
Yeah, it's not. We have to seek for another dressing room, probably. Yeah, but at least we got a purse of Evelyn.
Yeah, exactly. We got the purse. Just checking if I missed anything. Oh, there's something here. Okay. It's not this. I'm just checking. No, there's nothing really more. Okay, then. So if you said it's not the place, and let's look around. Oh, interesting. So there's a passage there, and then Woodman's office. It leads us there. Let's actually check out. We can peek. Oh, okay. He's actually there, and I think he's having a hamburger. Let's save the game and actually get there. I really like particularly. Okay, let's go.
Hey, no clients allowed in here.
Hey, bro.
I love the way he speaks.
Okay, do you want to play the scene, Kajetan? Because I think it's another like cinematic designer's work. So.
Yeah, it's another of the scenes that you have total control over your character during it. So it's pretty interesting. So we have to think about it, like how to make it like appealable, like from every side, and I think it was done pretty good. Actually, another Kajetan worked on it. Like, there's another Kajetan in our team.
Kajetan Kapuściński, exactly.
Yeah, he was working on this one.
Exactly. And like what I like particularly about the scene is the fact that when you enter, like you can have so many different versions, because like if you have started combat before or so on, you completely don't have that like that part here. Yeah.
Yeah, and also him like sitting here relaxed, eating the burger, and all those people working in not best, let's say, with not the best treatment.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like basically here showing you like this darker, like dirtier, like underbelly kind of the place.
Yeah.
And on the left on the screen. Yeah, on the left on the screen you have another like thing that has been done by our UI team. So you know those screens and so on that we always like try to approach it in a way that's like complementary. So as a player you can get there and like see another thing, you know. And as you can see, there's like so many interesting like ideas and so on regarding like the dolls and different services that they offer.
Yeah, actually, Andrew the King just wrote that Woodman looks like one of high school teachers of his. Like, I don't know how to react to that. I feel sorry, I believe. I don't know. Like, maybe he only looks like, maybe doesn't behave the same way.
Yeah, I hope so. I would hope so.
Okay, which one do we choose, Pavel? What kind of approach?
I mean, maybe you are reasonable. Let's try the first one.
Let's try. Like a reasonable man. I think we can work something out.
And you look to me like a psycho bitch who's never been ghosted by her Bill or Beau before. But go on.
Yep.
I'm listening.
Okay, he's just a really nice guy. Okay.
Okay. It doesn't seem for me that doing some aggressive line will give us anything. So maybe we should pay. What do you think?
I mean, I kind of don't like him, to be honest. Like, he's just
okay,
terrible.
So we don't care. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
Well, can't say I didn't try playing nice.
Better think real hard where you want to take this. Because you're really starting to piss me off.
God, okay. Your bosses should know how to treat customers, the third one.
Okay.
Okay.
That's on you. That's on you if something happens.
Yeah, let's try it.
We're done here. And I'll be sure to let your bosses know how you treat your customers.
I love his expression, you know, when he just laughed.
I don't think he took us seriously.
My boss is. If you did, you wouldn't be calling her my bosses. And on second thought, think I'll take you to Maiko now. Just to see the look on her face when you try whatever it is you make up on the way.
Oh wow, there's somebody that Nehudan gifted like a lot of subs for the channel. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. This is really awesome of you. And I hope that all the people that got the subs are actually happy about it, you know, guys. I hope that also like subbing to the channel will in time be actually more valuable, you know, with all the new emotes and so on that we are working on.
I like the fact that Johnny just comes in and gives his perspective. That's also cool.
Yeah, it's also like awesome, like how he's like really nicely fitting to the scene. He walks in the behind, like leans forward on his chair. Really, that's really a cool place, you know, cool thing.
Well, looks like you're higher up than I thought.
Fucking nice of you to finally take notice. Alright, fine.
There's a question about the nanowire that I'm seeing on the chat, but unfortunately, you know, as I mentioned, like in the past, I'm not a gameplay guy, right? So for me, it's kind of difficult to answer gameplay-related questions. Like maybe in the future we'll have a guest or somebody who will be able to tell us more about the topic. So I'm very sorry, I cannot really answer your question in a comprehensive manner. I suspect it was a matter of iteration and the fact that you know, it didn't work well, or we didn't find a good enough use for it. But as I said, like gameplay designer would be much more suited to answer your question.
They're workers. Their job's to generate profit.
Evelyn, stop pulling profit.
No denying that, sadly.
I like how he's like immune to your threats. He's like sitting there like eating burger, then like you tell more, he stands up, pours himself a drink.
Yeah, exactly.
And, yeah, he really feels confident in this moment.
Her chip was fucking rot. Believe you me,
like I just love, you know, like how through that methods you as a cinematic designers are like painting those characters, right? You're just making them functional and like act in the space and be like true to the way how they were designed. This is really awesome. Like just to show it through that behavior.
It's the base rule of cinematics, like show don't tell. I think you even told about it several times on your streams. Like,
yeah.
Like he could have tell you that, yeah, I'm confident and I'm not afraid of you. Actually, he even did, but in some context of what he was talking about. But thanks to the poses, thanks to the like how we met him, what he was doing, then like what he did after us trying to threat him, like that shows the strength of the character, that he's actually like, he just doesn't care, he's doing his own stuff and like constantly showing you that he's superior to you.
Yeah. There's a feedback for the stream regarding like the guest to leave the name of the guest under the camera. Yeah, I may actually do that. It's a very good point. Very good point. I will see what I can do regarding this specific topic. So, like Kaitek, sorry, Fabian and Repek are joking, Kaitek, that we should go to. I mean, I should go to bed around 11, and they will be shutting my PC down. But it's actually a good point that we have reached. It's already 11, so we will be playing like maybe like 10 more minutes or so. And then we'll switch to the questions. We have also like a lot of requests from people that redeemed the points and so on.
Okay. Actually, that flew fast.
Yeah, it went really fast as always. Like I started the stream and it's literally 11. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, Fabian. 10 more minutes. Just 10 more minutes. You know.
You'll make it, Fabian.
Take you for someone with balls.
For fuck's sake, I'm not running a slaughterhouse here. Only recycle as a last resort.
Yeah, and you can see that he's an awful guy, but in all that, he's still kind of reasonable, right? Like the way he talks to you about it in a kind of open way, and you can be like, okay, I mean, that's really harsh, you know, the fact that he is, you know, that's really harsh that he's like just, you know, treating like those dolls like this, but still it kind of makes sense from his perspective.
People like you.
Mom, just one more level. Opens one. And no more reading before going to sleep. I read the really good comic book Lady Killer now, actually. So.
Please.
Thanks.
You got me. Ripper's the one who paid me.
For a broken doll.
Lavender Milk and Honey wrote best character building I ever saw in the game. For so many characters, honestly, I'm always speechless learning more about them. Yeah. I'm glad you feel like this. It's an effort of multiple departments, you know, like writers coming together with quest designers, with cinematic designers, with open world designers, and just like constantly bouncing things together, right?
Yeah, but also concept artists and character artists.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's all,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's all
It's just
tying up in the end. Animation department, like lots of stuff to be done.
Exactly, it all comes together, you know, with this.
Don't know her last name.
Don't fuck with me.
He's just...
Yeah, I liked how he just took a seat before answering, like...
Yeah, and you can see, like, here, because, like, this whole situation could have actually went completely differently. I suspect that you guys have played this quest, maybe, like, with a different path and so on. Like, here, Kaitek being, like, how to say it, pressing him, but not too much, managed to actually get all the information and managed to actually interrogate Woodman.
Actually, I think that's the first time I managed to do it during playthrough. Like, I always failed and I always had to fight him. So I'm kind of proud of myself.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I think Kaitek, let's leave clouds as the objective tells us, and we will just basically save, I think, outside, you know, so that we can switch to some of the questions and so on.
All right.
So just go to the Oof.
Oh, something happened here. Like, we just left for 10 minutes and... Oh, it's still this blood, okay. We didn't clean it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, exactly. And here is a reminder to take up your weapons. It's actually funny. I was like, I actually mentioned in the stream before that like a lot of people in Witcher 2 have been like forgetting to get their weapons back when leaving Loredo's estate, and we had to like add that reminder, hey, just get your weapons, please get your weapons back.
It takes your profile data and transforms into experiences in real time. Memory dampers on the doll's behavioral chip block any...
There's a question, is Woodman inspired by anyone? Not to my knowledge, to be honest.
Katana. Pavel, we didn't take the katana. Can we go back, or is it... okay.
I don't think we can.
Sorry.
I don't think we can. Well, you know, I mean...
Yeah,
we'll find a better one.
That is one.
Oh, you forgot your weapons at Loredo's? Yeah. Believe me, so many people did that. All right. Let's leave clouds and so that we can like, I guess, save the game. Yeah, I think that would be it when it comes to us playing the game today. Or actually, should we go to the bottom floor? Maybe Kaitek, let's move on so that we can actually like finish it up in a moment when we can pick up. So okay, I'll just play that.
Real charm, this place.
Oh, thanks, Johnny.
Slimy subterranean kind of way.
I just love, you know, his comments and so on.
Fingers has got her. Think we'll find her there?
See, if I could see that far, I wouldn't be a fucking ghost on a chip and a corpse's head right now.
The really cool thing about Johnny is like all his comments are always so like he's so well written as a character. I'm always just in awe when I like.
Yeah, he's constantly doing some comparisons. It's not like only talking about things, but it's like, yeah, it's like some different context from his life or experiences.
Watch it.
No, sorry, bro. No worries. No hard feelings. I didn't want to like tell you anything bad. Okay, Kaitek, but because I see that there's a lot of requests from from our viewers regarding who redeemed points, and then the Miss Germain, I hope I said it correctly. I guess it's her. So redeemed points regarding recommended reading. So Kaitek, is there anything else that you think would be valuable, maybe for somebody to try out? Oh God.
Well, I think you're getting I'm
feeling worse.
Yeah. Actually, I already gave 2. I'm not sure if I have anything like on top, like in my mind already. I think.
Yeah.
Because like I think lots of people in the industry constantly read books that you can learn from, like some books done by designers, writers, etc. But I think that for us storytellers, it's also really important to constantly read some stories, because like it's much different than watching a movie or playing a game. Like it's like when you read a book, it's all about your your mind and you visualizing stuff. Actually, there's like super interesting scene going on. It's hard for me to,
Yeah, I know. If you want to like talk about it, please go. If you want to talk a bit more about the scene, please go.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, basically like that's. I'll come back to the books to the book topic, but this is one of those moments when you have a little of, let's say, a breakthrough with Johnny, and that happens after some quests you do together, some missions you do together, and
exactly, because it's not always the same, right?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
And basically, like, as you can see, it's not like you can just go and do thousands of missions and become legendary mercenary, because you have that chip in your mind and it's slowly killing you. And that's the moment when we like actually show that to you. And that's also a moment for you to build up relationship with Johnny, and you can, using this opportunity, actually get a little bit more information about him and like give him a little bit more context on you. And I really like how it was done. Like it shows you that he's actually like, it's kind of like he would be a disease in your mind and you feel bad, etc. But then you just have to make a deal with him. You have to find a common language to achieve your goals, because you have common goal, like to get rid of this problem, but you kinda are like, you're the host of the body and there is something taking out control from you, and it's like, I think it's interesting.
Yeah,
dilemma.
and I remember Kajetan, like how many discussions we had right in the team, how to make it like feel good in the game, how to make it feel good that you're like slowly getting to know Johnny and so on, and your like initial impression, right, from like Love Like Fire, when you get to meet Johnny first time when he's a complete asshole. How to change that impression slowly and make you like actually start to see his ways, start to like understand him as a character.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that. Like if you don't like him at this point, you can cut the conversation. You can just not invest time into knowing him. But I think if I had somebody in my mind, I would like to get a little bit more info on the person.
Find out actually what they are about. Yeah. Exactly.
7 letters. Starts with an M.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this
Mikoshi. What is it?
What is it exactly?
Okay. Basics. If you're jacked in, cruising the net, Arasaka can use soldiers.
This scene is so cool, by the way.
To trap, fry, and pack away your psyche, your mind, and
like with the way he's like gesturing and like explaining that thing and so on. You can see how much work went into actually like every sentence, really, right?
Yeah, and his poses, the way he acts, like he's loose, he's smoking a cigarette, but at the same point he's like, at the same time he's talking about some serious topics, and like you can feel that he's like
fries, roasts, and boils you die, but the contents of your mind get copied to an engram first.
Oh wow.
Sure.
Okay.
That's how you became a construct.
Yeah, the animations of Johnny were perfection. Yeah, this is a work of our cinematic animators, right, Kajetan?
Exactly. Yeah, like cinematic designers and cinematic animators. Like in terms of Johnny, it was mainly Andrzej Stopa responsible for his, let's say, character poses and like how he behaves. But also our cinematic director Igor Sarzyński, he did a lot of splendid job working on those.
Yeah, exactly.
Bet it still is today. Telling you, all
I also like how the scene is introduced. Like when you leave Clouds, you see Johnny, then you start to feel dizzy in the elevator, and then there's that short montage of you getting into this spot, like because your sickness just hit you. Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, let's just ask about
I
Arasaka.
plan to smash Arasaka this time. Got another nuke tucked away?
Interesting shot, by the way, Andrzej picked. But just mentioning
this. I don't think those people are aware you're talking to somebody, so yeah.
I don't think they are, no.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just stand, I guess.
Yeah.
For now, we got no time to lose. Need to get inside Makoshi.
Yeah, he gave you some really important information.
Yeah, he did. Oh wow. Wow, she has an amazing dress, by the way, Kaitek, just mentioning this. Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's
the
true.
appearances of some background characters sometimes make me like, what the heck? Like, holy shit.
Go back to your hole.
Okay, cool, I'm going. Anyway. So let's save the game, because this will be the moment when we will pick up next time, guys, when we'll be playing. And right now we can like maybe switch to some questions and so on. So I will give you the we'll like transition to this part so that you know, I can like, and I will turn off the game at the background. And right now we just have I would say last 15 minutes or so of the stream where I can with Kaitek answer some of your questions. So Kaitek, because you were in the middle really of talking about the book. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So if you could like tell us about this.
Yeah, so I was talking that sometimes it's cool not only to read books that are about like how to make stuff and how to design stuff, but just read some fantasy or science fiction books or just stories that inspire you, especially for storytellers like us. It's super important to get those inspirations and like make your mind work to imagine stuff, to like visualize stuff, because that is just different than movies and games, because there you just have it on a plate, you get the picture that somebody created for you and you just watch it. While reading a book, like, it makes you work a little bit to get the story, like to imagine the story completely. So like recently I read a book, but I'm not sure what's the English title. Maybe you'll help me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the fantasy book from Ursula Le Guin.
Yeah, which one?
And it's like wizard from, I don't know what's the English title. Like Polish one is Czarnoksiężnik z Archipelago, which sounds probably terrible for English speakers. I can try to just fastly like find the name online.
I'm just checking it right now as we speak. A Wizard of Earthsea, I think. Yes, I think that was a Wizard of Earthsea.
Yeah,
yes, it was a Wizard of Earthsea.
Yeah, so
yep.
Exactly. I read that recently and I really liked it. There is that cool concept of things having names, and if you know its name, then you have power over it, and also like how what you are doing can later on just catch up with you, and like there are consequences basically of your doings. So I really like it. Like not a long book. So if you ask me for another recommendation, I already gave two which are more, let's say, industry oriented. Then this would be my third one, just as a short story to read and to inspire a little bit.
Okay, another one is recommended reading, actually request from Signed Dude 1. Okay, so Signed Dude, I'll take this one then, recommended reading. What I can actually direct you to is our books from the guy that I completely don't remember the name of, but I will remember in a moment. He wrote the book, it's a really excellent one, it's called The Mastery. I think he's Robert Genie, that's his name. So The Mastery is basically a study over multiple years how actually how the mastery is created, you know. So when you, as a certain, like, let's say, creator, composer, you know, an artist, even as a sport person, how you're reaching this moment of the mastery, and I just love, you know, the analysis that he does there, especially like analyzing, you know, the biographies of great composers and so on. So the mastery book is something that I would definitely advise to study. This is something that like inspired me a long time ago, you know, regarding like how you can actually get better in what you're doing and so on. How much it really takes to be great in something. So once again, Mastery by Robert Genie. I really recommend that book. Really excellent read, really big book, but I think you will be actually really surprised about like specific creators and so on he talks about there. There's another question from Silicon Pit. Silicon Pit also redeemed points for Gamedev career advice. So this time around I will answer, because Kaitek before was answering a lot of those, and I think I just tired you with this, Kaitek. So really quickly, Gamedev career advice I can get you. Guys, get into modding. Like, for me, this is like the strongest, the best possible thing you can do. And really, like, we have, as I tweeted, I think yesterday or so, I have 7 modders in my team out of like 20 people. 7 of them are modders who have been modding for years and have been a part of a modding community. This is super important, like extremely good place to really build up your your tool set, your skill set, and I really advise to try this. And you can be modding really anything. Like, we have people that modded Witcher 2, Witcher 3, Cyberpunk. We have people that modded even StarCraft. So like, those don't have to be even our games. Of course, you can mod anything you want, but this is a really I think great place to start. And naturally, when you're doing this, first you will learn, but second you will build your portfolio, and you have also in the same time things to show, so when you're like looking at the applying, and so you automatically have like a list of things that you can put into the portfolio and say, hey, those are the things I worked on, those are things I'm proud of, those are the things I can show. Okay, then I think right now we'll just switch to some questions, some more varied questions from the chat, because there's so many of it that you got to. Black Eagle wrote, "Good night, Major League devs." Thank you, Black Eagle. Thank you for being here. There's a question. Excuse me, how did you get to quest design being a psychologist? Well, I mean, exactly the way I explained it to you. Like, I was studying psychology and journalism. I did those 2 masters when I was doing that. And in the same time, I've been working with like a small indie studios. In that time, indie didn't exist, because we are looking at 16 years back when I was like 19 years old. At that time, we didn't really have something that we called indies. Like, first games, like let's say Braid. For instance, Braid was one of the first indie games ever released. And after that, like I think maybe 2 years later, we started using this term indie. And at that time, they didn't even exist. So what I did exactly what I was telling you, what I was advising you to do. I got together with like a small team, and we started building a game together. And I just started building like my own skill set, my own knowledge, and that was it. Because at that time you didn't have a free access to engines, right? Unity wasn't free, Unreal, you couldn't get it. There were some books, but most of them were like very dated. There wasn't like full channels, or like even as us, like devs streaming their game and talking about it. You couldn't get it. So this is basically what I did, and this is how I get there. And I don't know, like Kaitek, would you like throw maybe something also on your side? How your education lead you to applying and becoming a part of RED?
But actually, I talked about it a little bit, because I was like studying and working at the project simultaneously, because I got to the game dev straight after high school. So actually, I was that was pretty cool for me, because I was like learning, let's say, theory in the school during weekends, because I was studying during weekends, and during the week I was like making scenes and actually doing some practical stuff. So I had a pretty cool combination that time. So yeah. Mm-hmm. But I don't have a situation like you, that I have like completely different education than my occupation now.
Yeah, there's a really cool question from Niktas. Is the Cyberpunk brand tied to Night City, or are you interested in exploring other places with this setting? Well, I mean, first of all, what I can direct you to is of course, our like comic books and other things that we are doing, where you can like get to know some other stories, not only what we have told in the game. Your question specifically was about the Night City. So during the game, we will multiple times mention like other places in the world and so on, what those are, what is actually happening, in other places, not only in the Night City. But so me as a creator, I would for sure be completely interested in like exploring, you know, other things and so on. However, what I want to tell you right now is like, I'm not here talking about our plans as a studio. I'm answering here this as myself as a creator, as an artist. So that would be something definitely like exciting and intriguing for me, what I would like. But what we'll do is a separate topic entirely, and about the future plans we'll talk with you when we can. At the moment, we'll be actually able to tell you a bit more. There's a question about the DLC roadmap, so guys, forgive me, I won't be answering this one because I've answered it multiple times during the stream already. As I said, as soon as we'll be able to talk to you about the DLC and future plans, we will. Another question from Hopper25. If you could add any fun cyberware to the game, what it would be? Interesting. And then there is a postscriptum. The character of Johnny kind of reminds me of Al from an old TV series called Quantum Leap. Oh, I don't remember that series actually. Do you kind of remember the Quantum Leap?
No, not really.
That must be something older, because I do recall the name, but I don't really remember all as a character, so I don't think we have been inspired by it. When it comes to...
it was really a long time ago.
Yeah. And when it comes to your first question, so what would be any fun cyberware I would add to the game? Oof, you know, honestly, there's so many different directions we could go with and we can add. But if I will give you any precise answer, I know that a lot of people will think that I have confirmed some cyberware being added to the game. So I'm sorry, but I won't go deeper into this. I would love to, but unfortunately, everything we say will be taken as confirmation of something. So I will leave it as it is, okay? There's a question, did you read Malady by Sapkowski? Of course I did. It's really underrated but great story. Yeah, I mean, when I was working on the Witcher games, I actually read everything that Sapkowski wrote ever, including, you know, the trilogy, including the Viper, you know, so his like latest book and so on. So of course we did. I don't know, Kaitik, do you know Malady by Sapkowski? Maybe it's like a
not
smaller,
really. I only read the Witcher books, like all of them, but only that from Sapkowski. But that is also something I would like to catch up with in future. Like definitely on my list, reading other of his books.
Yeah, there's another question, Kaitek, to you. Do you have a favorite film director? I think you have answered that one.
I was actually talking about it. Yeah, like I don't have one. I like several. Like basically, I love movies, and like I think different directors can do really good movies. And what I like is if they have something unique, something that actually you can tell that it's done by that director. There's his style or like some way of telling stories that is inspiring. So yeah, like lots of talented people out there, I would say.
Mm-hmm. There's a question from Xenophanes666. Who made up Judy's background, from little things like tattoo or walls in her apartment to pyramid song quests similar to Radiohead music video? That is, so the primary designer on the quest side, I would say on the Judy storyline, was Sarah Grümer. She had a help of Kasia Wodika, another quest designer on our side. Writer of that sequence is Magdalena Zich, that wrote all the dialogues and so on. And cinematic designers, Kaitek, if I'm not wrong here, is primarily Kajetan Kasprowicz, right? And also
Andrzej Stopa.
And also Andrzej Stopa, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
those
like
people build the background, right?
Yeah, also Michał Brzeźniak was also working on Judy's scenes, like from the
actually
first
that's
meet
true.
her. I think, you know, in Gamedev it's really hard to say like who made something up, etc. There's like always like
very collaborative.
A lot of people working on this stuff, and we just challenge each other with ideas. And I think that's the beauty of it. That in the end, it's work of many people, and it comes out with great results.
Yeah, exactly. And here you also like pointed out the background of like Judy, but also little things like tattoo or walls in her apartment. That's the thing, is like in case of tattoo, it's a work of our concept artists that envisioned that and then worked together with character artists to put it together. Then in case of her apartment, it's a case of our environment artists actually working together with us to just like make sure that it's like fleshed out the best. So as Kaitek said, lots of different different people worked on her, and I'm unable even say exactly who has designed all the elements of it. Guys, because we are slowly really getting to the point when we will be wrapping up this stream, so I really I'm just looking at something that we can really answer at the very end. Okay, I think this is a really cool question, Kaitek, to you, as a probably last one that we'll tackle today. So Kaitek, do you have a video editors on our staff? And Count Markula wrote, I'm a commercial film video editor who always loved games and been interested in game development, and I'm curious if my skill set could translate to working on cinematic game design and marketing.
So yeah, we have video editors, we have such positions in marketing, so there are people working, for example, on our trailers, etc. So it's like purely connected with editing and telling story through like edit, as I said. In terms of our team in cinematic design, like everybody in our department should have some skills in every aspect of movie making, let's say. So each of us has to have some knowledge on edit and have to use it in its work, but in terms of like whole skill set you have to work in cinematic design, it's kind of a wider spectrum than only edit. So in terms of positions that only refer to that, then I think those are positions in marketing, and we definitely do have such people in our company.
Yeah, and do you feel, Kaitek, that like a skill set of somebody whose primary background is a commercial film video editor, does it for you translate in a way to cinematic game design area?
Like of course, because the craft is the same. It's like telling story through some cinematic measures. So if you are working on some commercial and like marketing materials, you also tell stories, and like it's just different stories you tell. That would be my answer. So that skill set definitely might be used, but the subject you are talking about is different. The story you're selling is different. The story you want to just make.
Okay, thank you, Kaitek, so much for this answer. There's like so much more, guys, that we can tackle. We'll be sitting here whole night, so I will be slowly wrapping this up. First of all, that I wanted to mention, I wanted to thank all the Reds that are here or have been here. And first, I will start from our moderators. So from Maciek Repek, our event manager for Gwent. Thank you, Maciek, for being here. Maciek was just joking and pretending to be a countdown till the end of the stream. Thank you, Maciek, for being here. We, of course, have Ayano. Ayano is our UI producer, and she's very often here for us, like every week, and helping us. You can check her in my recommended streamers. Aside from that, of course, from moderators, we have, of course, Sapphire, and that's my girlfriend. Then, when it comes to Reds and our VIPs, we have, of course, Kaitek, who has been with us all the time, answering all the questions regarding cinematic work. So, thank you, Kaitek, so much for being here. Thanks for
having me. It was cool. Like, as I said, that was my first Twitch ever, and yeah, thanks for that. Like, cool experience for me.
Yeah, I'm glad you agreed to come over. So aside from Kaitek, of course, we had Michał Brzeźniak. Michał Brzeźniak is our cinematic designer. We have also still Miles, our senior level designer, with us, and if I'm seeing correctly, I see also Stealth Spell. Stealth Spell is Despina. It's our quest designer from our team. There was also a bunch of other Reds, throughout the stream. There was also Vitrian for a moment, our cinematic designer, Xiao, our graphic designer from our marketing team. So as always, plenty of Reds coming over. Miles wrote also, please give bird tips.
Okay, I can give you some tips. It's like not online, not live.
Exactly. We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it later. All the beard tips, guys. Aside from that, thank you so much for being here. As always, the stream is later on YouTube with timestamps where you can basically check your favorite part and watch it or rewatch it, or if you have been too late to check everything. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see each other in a week from now at 8 p.m. CST, as always. And now I will just leave you with some badass music. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thanks.